I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your man, Uncle Freezy, the #1 chief rocker in Knicks universe. And welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. Y'all want to start this party off right? Y'all want to start this party quickly, right? Let's set it off. Blue tears, orange tears, Blorange tears. Bim! Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. All right. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Scream. Let's go, party people. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get it, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive, the continuous off-season live stream, the place for you to get news and opinion and feedback about your New York Knicks on a daily basis. We doing this every day, 7 days a week. 7 days a week. That's what we're going to try to do. 7 days a week. We're going to try to do the Knicks Morning Drive, off-season live stream, 7 days a week. That's what we're going to try to do right here. I think right now we are at like 11 days in a row. 11 days in a row of Knicks Morning Drive, of Knicks Talk around this same time of day, right? If you love these Knicks, tune into the Knicks Morning Drive every day, man. We love the Knicks, and we're going to try to kick it with y'all, trying to provide some quality content, right? Try to provide some quality content for Knicks Nation. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good? Let me shout out my peoples real quick before we get started. Yo, shout out to T. Williams. Rome for Rock is in the building. DSJ, what's good? Almighty Finesse is in the building. What's good? Miss Geraldine, I see you. How you? Chef NYK, let's get it. Mr. Vince, my older brother's in the building. What's good? Good to see you. Sarge is in the building. I see you, Sarge. I see you. I see you. I see y'all, man. Sav in the building. Martinez is in the building. Wayne Martinez, I see you. What's good? Ali Wise is in the building. What's good? Ali Wise is in the building. What's good? I see y'all. Hey, let me do something real quick. Order business. Hey, Paris Duggan, I saw your super chat yesterday. It came in right after I ended the live stream. So Paris Duggan said, and in a super chat that he submitted yesterday, the kids are young, give them time. Don't jump off a bridge, basically. Amani is in the building. Felipe 210 was good. What's good? Hey, man, I'm not going to recap. Let me see. How many Summer League teams have played back-to-back games? I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure, but that's what I think that's what Paris Duggan was alluding to. Well, was the back-to-back games and the kids and stuff, man. Shout out to Paris Duggan. So what I want to get to is, man, yeah, these kids look impressive, man. The kids are definitely developing. Am I a little frustrated that my brethren texted me. Shout out to Sim Russell from Nothing But Knicks. Shout out to Sim. Shout out to Sim, man. Hey, man, he every time I see like his name come across my phone, man, I smile. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sim Russell's a good dude. Shout out to all the good dudes out there that always give something and expect nothing in return. Shout out to them dudes, them good dudes like Sim Russell. But let me get back to this Knicks point, right? Let me get back to this Knicks point, man. Let me get back to this point about the Knicks. Did I want a perfect summer league record? Yes. Right? And this is me talking. I'm not pushing an agenda. I'm just letting you in. I'm just letting you into how I am feeling as a Knicks fan during the summer. So this is not, I'm not trying to push some type of weird narrative or nothing like that. I'm letting you into how I am feeling. And I feel like sometimes I have to separate what I'm asking of you and how I am feeling. And this is one of those times, because it's when I do this, I consider this like my job, because I'm a representative of you guys. I, Uncle Freezy, am your representation in certain arenas, right? And so with that said, I have to ask you tough questions so that I could get a clear answer, right? So sometimes you'll see me ask a question, and yes, it seems as if I'm being a devil's advocate. But listen, I don't advocate for the devil. I advocate for you guys. So when you hear me ask certain questions, don't consider it as me trying to troll you, but me trying to get a clear answer from a fan base with multiple opinions and experiences. So sometimes I have to ask a question to get a clear answer from a fan burst. I said fan burst. From a fan base that's very diverse. Our fan base is multicultural. Our fan base is age diverse, very young and older at the same time. Our fan base is listen. Our fan base. I said it again. I said fan. I said fan burst again. I'm sorry, y'all. Our fan base is very diverse. And what I probably should do is slow down on this thought. But this thought is very important to me. And I want to make sure I get it out to you guys so you can understand what it is that I actually try to get from you. And what it is that I like to project to the world. Right? So I ask you guys a lot of questions, and I ask in-depth questions because we all have different opinions. And sometimes I just cut to the chase and be like, yo, get to the point. Don't try to make it fancy. Just say what you mean. Keep it 100. Keep it real. That way, when people ask me how you guys feel, I could be live and direct with them. Right? For instance, give you an example. I've been asked why the Knicks fan base hate Evan Fournier. Right? And based on the responses from you guys, we don't hate Evan Fournier. He's just in the way of progress. He's in the way of the youth. That's it. There's nothing personal against Evan Fournier. Nothing. Knicks fans generally don't hate any player, maybe except Randall. Right? And then that's not even a wide spanning majority, though it is a majority. It's probably like 40% hate Randall, 35% are indifferent, and then what remains is a mix of they like Randall a lot and they love Randall. So it's probably like 8% love Randall, 10% like Randall, 35% is indifferent, like, he's just a player here. And then 40% hate Randall's guts because of what he did to some fans that had been heckling him and calling him out of his name all season. He gave them the thumbs down, and then it's like those hecklers threw the rock and hit their hand. Right? It's like you call Randall all kinds of lazy and donkeys and asses for 2 years. He give you a thumbs down, and then you fall on the ground like you got shot by a shotgun. And be like, oh, look, he gave the thumbs down. Oh my God. To me, it's slimy. You know what I'm saying? It's the old throw the rock and hide your hand thing. But, you know, for fans that saw the thumb down and they're offended by it, hey, man, stay offended. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to convince you one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? But people inside the know were like, yo, Dolan couldn't kick these fans out because, you know, if Dolan kicks out fans again in a bad season, then it's another bad look on MSG. So you got to leave them alone and let them do their thing. They heckle Randall. Randall get enough. He give him the thumbs down. And all of a sudden, the fans' feelings are hurt. Those hecklers' feelings are hurt. But whatever. I don't even want to get into that. What I do want to get into is this. Yes, I, Uncle Freezy, am a little upset that the Knicks didn't go undefeated in Summer League. Right? And it's not because I felt like we had the best roster. It's just, man, I'm ready for the magic carpet ride, man. I'm ready for the magic carpet ride. Right? There were people in Knicks universe that said making the playoffs 2 seasons ago was the worst thing to happen to the Knicks. And that's the dumbest shit. I can't believe how stupid that it's dumb. It's dumb. But I can't believe how people push that narrative that winning is a bad thing. Hey, Paris Duggar, what's good? Paris Duggar says, look like a team who hung out. They had no legs. Hey, man, your super chat came in right after I clicked the end button yesterday. So I didn't get a chance to read it, but I did address it first thing that we came on. Right? So much respect to Paris Duggar, man. I'm sorry. Usually I try to get to the super chats as soon as they come in. Right? As soon as super chats come in, or as soon as the members say something in the comment section like this. Right? Soon as the members say something, I try to get to it. So as the members and the super chats, man, I try to give them the respect that they deserve. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the members and to Paris Duggar's super chat. Yeah, man. It is my deal is I want to see a successful franchise. Right? I want the Knicks to be successful. Ultimately, we all want to see the Knicks franchise be successful, and not on one front, but on many fronts. Right? We want the Knicks franchise to be successful on one front. On many fronts, not just one front. Like for instance, I don't just want to see them win a trade. I want to see them win a championship. I want them to NBA title. I want them to win the LOB trophy. Right? We want the LOB trophy. We want it so bad that we can't stand ourselves anymore, man. You know? And there's no harm in that. Wanting to see your favorite team be successful. Right? And I know there are people out there that say, well, in order to do that, you have to tank. I don't think that's the case. My honest belief is that wherever you pick, make it a good pick. Right? Wherever you pick, make it a good pick. It's just wherever. Look, I'll give you an example. The addition of Farron Hunt in April looks like a smart move, right? Looks like a smart move, right? The addition of Farron Hunt looks like a smart move. Farron Hunt looks like a player. Trevor Keels, on the other hand, we'll see. The jury is still out. I'm not throwing Trevor Keels away. So am I upset this morning? No. Am I melancholy? Maybe. Is today the day that the chat picks me up? Like those on other days, I try to pick the chat up. Possibly. Is today the day for one of those, hey, keep your head up, Uncle Freezy? Is it one of them days? Possibly. Most days it's like, Uncle Freeze is like, throw your hands in the air and wave them like I just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, "Oh yeah!" Like get that energy up. You know what I mean? So am I upset about the Portland loss? Upset is a strong word. Frustrated is a very strong word, considering that I told you, I readily admitted to you that I had no expectations for Summer League. Like I had no wild, grandiose expectations going in. Right? But then our babies won 2 in a row. And then all of a sudden, you could feel something. And then we lose to a team that didn't even have a point guard. Ronald Miller says, not a funeral, better days ahead. Be encouraged. We on the way up. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a funeral, man. I'm not saying it's I'm not saying it's a funeral. What I'm saying is I went from having no expectation to a little expectation. And as soon as I've raised expectation, my expectations are dashed. Jermaine Royce is in the building. What's good? Miss Geraldine says, I heard Tibbs went to the locker room at halftime. Well, that's why we lost. That's why we lost right there, Tibbs. Hey, man, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm the air in the Tom Thibodeau balloon for me is slowly leaking out. It's getting harder and harder to defend, stuff. And y'all know what that stuff is, right? So I'm not gonna get into like a whole Tom Thibodeau gotta go or else thing, or a whole trade Julius Randle to somebody else's team. I really didn't want to get into that kind of stuff, because at the end of the day, you do need quality NBA talent, and sometimes you have to deal with personalities. It is what it is, man. I mean, did ESPN ruin it? Did ESPN ruin this thing for us? Why did Richard Jefferson have to referee a summer league game with the Knicks? Yes, I'm frustrated by that also. And it's not even like it was the primetime game on the East Coast. So if ESPN If ESPN wanted to showcase Richard Jefferson, they could have showcased him in their 8:00 game, but they chose not to do that. 8:00 on the East Coast. They chose not to do that. They chose to let him do the Knicks game at 11. Hey, Mickey Investment, what's good? Yeah, we got to, bro. No, and here's the thing. Not blame. We're not blaming that on Richard Jefferson. It's more like salt in the wound. G Robinson is in the building. Bodega Wi-Fi. What's good? D Public Enemy, Harlem Girl. Salute. DSJ says, and why was George Sedano talking about us needing to embrace a youth movement? Like we haven't been clamoring for this. The fan bashing agenda. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he was right. But I think he's a step slow in this. Because the Knicks are embracing the youth movement. But you have to target certain vets to remove in order to embrace the youth movement. And then plus also, you have conflicting agendas. Right? Because you just signed Randall back for 4 years. You have Fournier for 3 more years. You have Rose for 2 more years. Right? Akuma's in the building. What's good? It just goes with the narrative. He talks about the Knicks. Knicks fans don't like him. Why not have him ref? It's all about numbers. ESPN doesn't even care who wins as long as people watch. Yep. Sherwin M, what's good? The smoking Nick is in the building. But our youth are not ready to win. I understand. I understand. What I'm getting at, however, is not the opposing stance to a youth movement. I'm not against the youth movement. I think most fans take the stance that they would embrace a youth movement. However, young teams don't win in the NBA. You have to have a mix, right? And Knicks fans historically are against losing. Historically, Knicks fans are against losing. Miss Geraldine says ESPN and in some NBA circles don't want to see the Knicks win anything. They already have a team they want to be Summer League champs. Knicks was looking and playing good. I agree with you. And Sherwin M says the young players on the Knicks are not good enough to embrace. Embracing the Knicks young players is like embracing fat. Well, I wasn't gonna go. I ain't gonna go that far, man. I read part of it and then I read the other part, and I'm like, sure, am you crazy already this morning? Hey, what's good, boss? And for those that don't know my personality, man, I'm not really a fan of like the body shaming and all that type stuff, bro. That's why I try to stay away from stuff like that. I'm more along the lines of embrace people for who they are. Man, woman, I don't care. I don't care. I don't get into that societal stereotype stuff. Right? I don't get into all that stuff, man. I'm just a guy. I'm just a dude. Yeah, I don't get into that body shaming stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Or personality shaming or financial shaming. Like if somebody doesn't have the same finances as a certain stand, I don't get into that stuff, man. I might let people live and be themselves. That's me. Keith Turner's in the building. What's good? So we play Orlando next. Keith Turner says, how can we historically be against losing? We've been losing for about a decade now. I'm immune to it. No. Let me phrase that in a way that makes sense to us, Keith Turner. We're not against losing because hell, we've been losing for a long time, right? We're against the thought of not being competitive every night. Right? Knicks fans are, trust me, I get this all the time. We don't want to lose bad. We don't want to look ugly doing it. We will come to you with pitchforks and torches. Uncle Fulio, I saw you balling out last night. Why you pick number 3, Uncle Fulio? If there's so much of a conspiracy against us where people feel that we will never win, why watch the games? Knicks been trash for years. Wake up. Yeah. Okay. Let me put this back up here. So yes, and yes, except no. Right? First, the conspiracy thing is real. And all the Knicks fans know this. The conspiracy thing is real. Right? And it all has to do with major media markets and small expertly run franchises that don't have resources. Right? So I'll give you an example. The state of Minnesota had 2 NBA teams, right? One was the Minneapolis Lakers that was expertly run. I mean, probably the best run franchise and probably one of the best run franchises in NBA history, but they couldn't survive because they couldn't attract the resources to stay alive in that market. Not on their own. Right? They move to Los Angeles where there are resources. They become the Lakers. And after ownership change and that type of stuff, they're still, for the most part, reasonably well run. Right? But then you go back to the well in Minneapolis and it's poorly run. Right? It's poorly run with a great amount of resources. Right? The NBA makes so much money that bad franchises like Minnesota can stay in the league. See, back in the day, Uncle Fulio, you gotta listen, bro. Uncle Fulio, stay with me. Uncle Fulio asked, "What about the Lakers and Celtics?" Stay with me on this. You take a team like the Timberwolves and put them in that same media market that had an excellent business model before them, and they are terrible. And they get number one pick after number one pick, high lottery pick after high lottery pick, and they just can't get it right. And that franchise is probably going to have 3 Hall of Famers from it. And they entered the NBA in 1989. So the franchise is what? 35 years old? 37 years, whatever it is. And they'll have 3 Hall of Famers from that franchise. Right? Karl Anthony Towns, Kevin Love, Kevin Garnett. Did y'all notice that all 3 of those players' names start with a K? First name start with a K? Okay. All right. So Uncle Fulio says, if I didn't have to go to work, I would debate this issue at length. Uncle Fulio, if you didn't have to work, you would come up here and get embarrassed. Because what I have is data. This is not opinion. This is fact. One Minneapolis team was a successful franchise, starved of resources, moved, became the LA Lakers, and won multiple championships. That's a fact. The other with numerous resources abound, is a terrible franchise on the court and off the court. How can you dispute that? How can you dispute that the Timberwolves are not as good as the Lakers? How can you dispute that the Minnesota Timberwolves are not as good as the Los Angeles Lakers when both started in the same place, Minneapolis, Minnesota? They're called the Lakers because of the Great Lakes, not because of the Pacific Ocean. DeRoss, what's good? Right. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so we got sidetracked a little bit. So we got sidetracked a little bit. Let's get back to the point. The point that I'm getting at is this. Sometimes the comments in the comment section will draw you away from the thing that you're wanting to get to. Right? Keyshawn, what's good? So what I'm getting at, what I wanted to get to is this. Hey, so Mooch says different times. Right. And you're absolutely right. Because back then, and with limited resources and everything, the Lakers were thriving on limited resources, but couldn't survive ultimately in the long run on those limited resources. They took the little bit they got. They basically what they did was made $1 out of 15 cents. Right? But then you give the new version of them $10, and they turn $10 into $2.48 every year. Amani says, it's all about the ownership who wants to put the money in when he has talent, or he's never went paying for a free agent. Right. No, I get that. I get that. And that's why they changed ownership. That's why I think they're on their third owner. They're on their third or fourth owner in 30-something years. But back to the Lakers, though. I mean, back to the Knicks, though. Back to the Knicks. The conspiracy thing is real, right? The league and other franchises feel like the Knicks have an embarrassment of riches, right? The Knicks have an embarrassment of riches, so them winning a championship is not as important to them because the Knicks make money. But we don't care about that, man. Knicks fans want championships. Is that what you want? I'm a Knicks fan. I want a championship. When the Knicks won their 2 championships over the course of their 77-plus year history, 2 championships in 77 years. Two championships, 2 in 77 years. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, man. That's embarrassing. Because these old teams have won championships also. The St. Louis Hawks, now the Atlanta Hawks, right? The Minneapolis Lakers, now the LA Lakers, right? Think about all these teams. The Rochester Royals, now they're the Sacramento Kings. They didn't win a championship, but remember, they had to relocate. The New York Nets, the New York, New Jersey, Brooklyn Nets, they had to relocate. The Baltimore Bullets, they had to relocate. The Seattle Supersonics, they had to relocate. The San Diego Clippers, named after a boat, named after boats off the San Diego coast. Now the LA Clippers, they had to relocate. The Charlotte Hornets, Bobcats, New Orleans Pelicans, New Orleans Hornets, they all had to relocate and change brands. Right? The Philadelphia Warriors, the Fort Wayne Pistons. Y'all see what I'm getting at, man? Listen, when I tell you the conspiracy against the Knicks thing is real because the Knicks make money, it's real. Right? At the same time, the Knicks have played a major part in destroying goodness. And so I'm not getting ready to let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Hey, Hinton, thank you for that. He said the Buffalo Braves are the Clippers and the Syracuse Nationals are the Sixers. Right. All these teams had to move to different places and figure out they had to hustle to make ends meet. And all the Knicks had to do was open the door. All the Knicks had to do was just open the door. And people was gonna rush in. Some teams just have it easy like that. Born on third base. That's the Knicks franchise. And I hate to say it like that. I'm talking about in terms of money. I'm not talking about in terms of production. The New Jersey Americans are the Brooklyn Nets. Right. Y'all see what I'm getting at, man. Y'all see what I'm getting at here, where some franchises had to hustle to survive, and all the Knicks had to do was just be in order to make money. The Knicks rivals in the early days wasn't even other NBA teams. It was Manhattan College, LIU, St. John's, Syracuse. These were the teams that the Knicks had to struggle to become more popular than within their own state borders. Those are the teams that the Knicks had to compete with early on. Uncle Fulio said that is a horrible argument, just terrible. Okay. Is it horrible? Is it horrible or terrible? Is it horrible or terrible? Mickey Investment says you guys hype up our hands. Let's get Hey, Danny Landis was good. Was good, Danny. It was good. Yeah, I got it. I'm gonna put the link in. Let me finish with this thing. I just wanna just say a few things, man, just real quick. And of course. Yeah, man. So the thing is to look at the Knicks through dreamy eyes is naive, right? Because I was alive. I remember the story of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wanting to come to the Knicks. He's from New York. He had just converted to Islam. He wanted to be in New York around his people, and the NBA conspired to send him to Los Angeles. Y'all know the story. I told the story a couple times. And if you wasn't there, don't say the story is not true. If you're not old enough to remember the story or wasn't alive to see it play out in real time, don't say it ain't true. So Miss Geraldine says, I was just voicing my opinion. I've been a Knicks fan ever since junior high. I remember those two chips and want to see another one, and things just don't add up. I'm with you. So Miss Geraldine, me and you are about in the same age range, right? So we're about in the same age range, right? So when the Knicks won those two championships, I was probably about. You were in junior high, so you're probably a little bit older than me, right? So I was about 5 or 6 years old, 7 years old maybe, when the Knicks won both of those chips, right? And I remember just being happy for the Knicks. I didn't understand how hard it was to win an NBA title. I didn't, because I was a kid, right? I was a kid. I was just happy to celebrate something worth celebrating. But 50 years later, 50 years later, I understand how hard it is to win an NBA title. I do. And if you're a Knicks fan and you're watching the Chicago Bulls win NBA titles in the 90s. Think about the irony of a bunch of former Knicks players from the 70s being on that coaching staff, teaching Michael Jordan the lessons of Red Holzman. Think about the irony of former Knicks players being on the Chicago Bulls coaching staff, teaching Michael Jordan how to be a champion, playing a beautiful style of basketball. Now think about the heartbreak from a Knicks fan. Like, just thinking about watching Phil Jackson, Jim Clemens, and others, former Knicks players, Jim Clemens, the Knicks traded our beloved Clyde Frazier for Jim Clemens. Not only did that break my heart, watching Jim Clemens celebrate as a Chicago Bulls assistant coach right next to Windmill Phil, a former Knicks player drafted by the Knicks out of Montana, win 6 championships during the same era as the greatest player in our franchise history goes without a ring, Patrick Ewing. My heart is breaking right now just thinking about former Knicks players. Think about this. And here's an example, right? Think about this. In 20 years, Julius Randle and Evan Fournier coaching the Boston Celtics to a era where they win 6 championships for the Celtics in 8 years, in an 8-year stretch. Julius Randle and Evan Fournier coaching the Celtics to 6 titles in 8 years on another team. Meanwhile, we wind up drafting the guy. We finally get the guy that we want that's going to lead our franchise to the championship. And he can't win a championship. The Knicks can't win because Julius Randle and Evan Fournier are coaching the Boston Celtics to 6 titles in 8 years. Think about that. And think about how your heart would be breaking by watching that. Right? All right. I'm going to get off my soapbox. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Let's talk about Summer League and why I'm so disappointed about the Knicks not being able to run the table in Summer League. Kareem Grant, what's good? Scully is in the building. Quentin Grimes looked very good in Summer League. Very good. Quentin Grimes looked very good in Summer League. Miles McBride looked decent in spurts. Miles McBride looked decent in spurts. Chop, what's good, boss?
Salute, salute. God bless chat. God bless you, Uncle Freezy.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. God bless you, bro.
Hey, man, listen, let me tell you something, man. I woke up so I could watch the game and then went back to sleep so I could wake up again and go to work. And then when I saw Richard Jefferson refereeing on the second quarter, I said, oh, my goodness. Bro, you know he's bad luck. He always trashed us. Da, 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 da. I think because we was on, 24-9 in the first quarter. And then when he started refereeing, everything, I think this guy's bad luck. I don't like him at all.
Right.
That's all I got to say.
Right. Right. Yeah, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I'm very frustrated by the way things played out last night. Is it gonna make or break my day? No.
No.
But you know.
But why? Why are you frustrated?
I just want to win something, man. That's all. I just want to win something.
You know, my pops was telling me, he's like, it's only exposition game. I'm like, it doesn't matter. A win is a win. Even in the summer league, I get to see the young boys playing. They look good. I said, look at Jericho Sims' dad. He's like, you got to relax. It's only exposition. I'm like, okay, whatever. But then I was telling my pop, like, Richard Jefferson is bad luck. But I understand what you're feeling and what you're saying.
Right.
But why?
Hey, yeah, I know. Let me bring in that guy real quick. Hold up, just. CWC, what's good? Hey, those glasses are crazy. Those glasses are fire, bro. Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, love them glasses, man.
Send him and me one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
That was crazy last night, man. I went to bed, man. I couldn't watch the third and fourth quarters, man. That's unbelievable. Man, you gotta give credit to Portland though. They wanted it more. And
boys, right?
them guys, huh?
No, I'm saying they're young boys. Yeah.
Portland was athletic, skill set, everything. They were draining the threes. That's what kept them in the game too. Portland.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I think our guys, man, I don't know what was going on with them. Like I think they underestimate Portland, and I think they took their foot off the gas too. And if I was the coach, I was like, hey, what's going on, man? Y'all playing like little girls out there, man.
Yep.
What's good, man?
Yep.
Like, they wasn't playing defense, Uncle Freezy.
I know. Yep. I man.
But wait, CWC and Freezy, I remember the broadcaster said something about one of the players, he holds the record in the combine for most verticals. I was like, oh, I went to sleep after that.
Right.
What's that guy? Jackson or somebody?
I don't know. I had the game on mute. I mean, I had the game on mute because I was live streaming here on this channel at the same time. So I didn't hear that stuff. I just saw the game.
And what's up with McBride? Take it to the hole, man. You ain't gonna never be no backup if you don't take it to the hole. Like all that shooting, that's cute, but take it to the hole. See what you got. You know, you can't just keep on shooting from the outside.
Yeah. And he did score when he took it to the hole too. C-Dub, when I saw him.
Yeah. After I turned it off, probably the third and fourth quarter, he probably took it to the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you want to be a team player. You know you can't blame him.
Nah. Forget all of that. You could be a team player and take it to the hole at the same time too. You know what I mean?
Grimes was actually being more not selfish, but he was putting up shots, right? Take up some shots. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Grimes was doing good. He was doing his thing. And Sims, man, you have to make your free throws, yo.
Yeah.
Uncle Freezy, this is what I was telling you about. We can't have two centers that can't shoot free throws, man.
I know. But he wasn't the only one. Grimes missed some free throws last night too.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
He missed key ones. Yeah, he did.
But the reason I got off for Grimes, because he did his thing in them other games, so I gave him a little bit of leeway. Because if it wasn't for Grimes, we would have lost some games.
Mm-hmm. What about that boy Kill, C-Dub?
Man, let me tell you something about him, man. He need 2 more years, 3 more years in the G League, because he had more turnovers than points.
Yeah, the game too fast. He played the game too slow.
He played too fast.
Yeah. Well, let me say it this way: the game is fast, and he's getting sped up. Getting sped up, which makes him make mistakes. Right? I think he needs to get into NBA shape. I think once he gets into NBA shape, you just can't go out there, you just can't get up off the couch and go play, bro. You got to get in, because he looks like a slow guy trying to play fast, and the game is too fast for him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and so I'm not knocking Kills. I'm just saying it's just taking time. That's all.
So can you attribute that to him being one and done? Where I always tell my pops, even back in the day, sometimes these guys need to finish the college program or 3 years at least, or
it's so hard. You know what I'm saying? If you got it, you got it, man. But I know what you're saying. They should be in college for 2 or 3 years so they could develop better.
Right. And Coach Kane did.
Because I think in college, I think they just want to win. I don't think they really develop their kids like that.
Right. Because they only get a year. They only get a year.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's what's going on in the NBA. I think that's what happened to Knox too. He wasn't developed correctly, man.
Right.
When they see that money, when they see that green, that's all they see, because they're young. They're young kids, man. They're looking at that money first.
Right.
I could dig it.
Oh, hey, did you hear this on Uncle Freeman Talk? I heard a rumor. Knox didn't really want to play for the New York Knicks. He couldn't stand the Knicks. Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah, I forgot to tell y'all guys that.
Oh, really? I thought he wanted.
He never wanted to be drafted by the Knicks. He didn't want to play for the Knicks.
Wow.
That's why he always looked like he didn't want to do nothing.
Probably so. He was at the game last night.
I thought he always wanted to play football.
Oh, I had no idea about football.
Nah. The dude loved basketball. The dude could. I don't know the deal with Knox, but what I will say though about our kids are still raw, very right. And y'all, and when we talk about the kids, we're not bashing the kids. We're not doing that kid bashing stuff. Let's not do that kid bashing stuff. But what we will do is just critique or just speak to what we saw, understanding that these kids need time. That's all.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Even Broad needs time. Hey, Uncle Freezy, why they ain't go to zone?
I don't know.
Because the kids play back to back. Have them have fresh legs.
Yeah. Good point.
Hey. Oh, go ahead, Uncle Freezy.
Yeah. To your point. Yeah.
Freezy's befuddled right now. He's like,
right.
He's like, I don't even know what to say. I can't comment.
And Tibbs do the same thing too, Uncle Freezy. You remember? We like, Tibbs, play some zone. Let the guys have fresh legs, man. Because you have Randall bring up the ball like a point guard, and you have RJ guarding like the best wing.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Let them play zone sometimes. Because if the other team plays zone, let's play zone with them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So here's the thing, CWC. Why not? What did you have to lose? The game? You lost the game anyway, right?
Yeah.
Why not? Why
Try
not?
something different.
I'm with you. Why not show them a different look? That way you can at least slow down. Because even if it don't work, at least you could slow down their momentum until you find out something else that can work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Because when you have athletic guys on the other side, they're going to beat you one-on-one. Because they're going to have that first step on you.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's when you're going to get in foul trouble, reaching for the ball. He already passed you.
And then plus two, our summer league depth is no good, bro. That kid number 20 is not an NBA player. Micah Patton, I think his name is.
Michael Patton.
The center.
The
He's
center?
not an,
Oh, you don't like him, Uncle Breezy?
No.
I like him kind of a little bit.
Yeah, he's not
I saw
an
that
NBA
little
player.
shot that he did. He did a little shot at the free throw line.
He the one that did the Euro step in place. You remember that? The dude that did the Euro, he did the Euro step in one spot, didn't move. He did all this stuff and didn't go nowhere and stayed in place. That looked ridiculous, bro.
Didn't go nowhere.
Yeah, man.
But Sims getting better though. I like Sims game. He getting better. I seen him drove him down the court like a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I like why Mitch can't do that.
Right.
But he had travel one time when you brought it down into the paint and dunked or whatever.
Right.
He's still learning. They still learning. We're not back.
Yeah.
We're not back.
Yeah.
Like you said, they all raw, like peanut pours, but raw cashews, I don't know. They're still raw.
Yeah, it's just one game we lose, but I didn't like how we lost though. I feel like they gave up, man.
Right. Hey, y'all, hold on for just a second, okay? Bim.
What's up to the family?
What's up, G.I.?
Little
OG Almighty.
nothing big. I'm building some hours. I'm back here behind the scenes. Good morning to the people. Salute to the chat. Blorange Tears Network. This is where we get it done, baby.
This is where we get it done, baby.
Tomorrow, 7th. Well, I haven't spoke to Free Keep, so I hope we're on tomorrow, 7:30. 7:30. Free Keep, the pressure's on you. GI is ready.
In the building. Yeah, man.
Yo, how my boy Hunt do last night? I fell asleep on the game, man. I had to get up and start billing at 6. I've been billing since 6:30 this morning. How my boy Hunt?
Wow. You're a machine, bro.
No, because I got freezing because I got 2:00 tea time. Don't pat me on the back. Do not. I won't let you pat me.
What? Oh, wait a minute. You went from a hero. Oh,
yeah, I went from the hero to the GOAT. That's how it happens when you shoot 19 times. There's a lot of opportunity. Now I can't let you do it. I won't even let the people be like, "Oh, look at GI. He gets up and start billing at 6:30." Yeah, because he want to go on the golf course at 2:30. So
Wow.
And you rested? You well rested though?
No, I'm not, but I'm blessed. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. These young kids, man, I see certain things, man. But when
what my boy Hunt do?
He was impressive in stretches.
Oh, damn.
I think the game got away from him, not from him personally, but the game got away from what fits his style of play. You know what I'm saying?
My boy Hunter versatile.
He is. He knocked down 2 3-pointers last night.
Oh,
yeah. He was at one point he was 2 for 4 and looked good and looked good doing it.
Yeah, I remember one from the corner.
I think he should have took over the game too.
That's what I'm saying. There you go, CJ. There you go, CWC. That's what I'm saying. Where was he? Like, he was very aggressive in that first game, and I'm just curious if. Nah, I can't lie though. Grimes was the few points I did watch. Grimes was gunning a little bit last night. Like, I ain't mad at Summer League. Do your thing. You know what I mean? You see, you probably the top draft pick on the team. You got more NBA experience probably than everybody in Summer League. But he was gunning last.
Right.
Hey boy.
Right. Yeah. 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 I think Hunt was okay initially. What happened is our lack of size inside kind of hurt us ultimately. The rim protection was bad, and then when we tried to circumvent them from dunking all game, they started knocking down those wide open 3-pointers, bro, and there was nothing we could do about it.
The momentum shifted.
Yeah, when you're not athletic and have small guys on your team, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, they played Farron Hunt at the 4 yesterday. And Farron Hunt, man, listen, just because you're 6'8" don't mean you can be a small ball 4. Right? You know, some people's skill sets are just their skill sets. And understand that he's trying to expand his role to be a more diverse player so that he can offer the roster more looks. But ultimately, your best skills are your best skills. Right? Right. So he was kind of like in that Obi role yesterday, except way better defensively than Obi. Way better. Like the roaming wing player getting out on the break, you're getting in passing lanes, being disruptive. Obi don't do that. Right. But Obi is a guy that gets out in the open court to dunk. Transition guy.
I think Obi got better with his defense though, since 2 years ago. I think he got better.
Right.
He's still slow-footed, but I still think he's trying hard. And I think he's getting better with that. I think Fournier getting better with his defense too.
Yeah.
Fournier wasn't bad, man. He really wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't worth talking about. What is important for Obi is not his defense. Not what's going to be important for Obi is where can he carve out a role for 16 minutes a game, and Randall feel good about it, and Randall and it shouldn't be on Randall, but it is on Randall. It really should be Tibbs' problem, but Obi's now spent 2 seasons with Tibbs. He's got to know what Tibbs is looking for. He's got to understand. Could you imagine going to your job every day for 2 years saying, "Man, I don't know what to do to get a promotion." You want to quit that job. Like now, whether you have what it takes to get the promotion, it's still a capitalistic society. That's a different, you know what I mean? That's a different issue. But are you putting in your skill sets to get your promotion? Obi's got some things to do. I have some faith, but it's just, man, when you're going against the old creature habit, and you know a little bit about human psychology and sociology, man, Tibbs is gonna be a hard nut to crack, boy. He's gonna be hard.
Right. But next year, I feel good about my team because if you put if Reynolds sit down like to get some rest, if you put Obi and Hunt in there with RJ and quickly, man, them gonna be running. Them guys gonna be running on the court. That's a good combination too, Obi and Hunt together.
Yeah. But running isn't more than just going out and playing fast offense. No team can run unless they get stopped. Because the other team scores on you and set their defense up, and how you running. You know what I mean? You can say you're gonna play quicker pace in the half court.
Well, when they go back on when they run a gun, they're going to come back on defense because they athletic.
No.
They more athletic.
No, what I mean is, will we stop people on defense to be able to get out and run?
Right. That sets the tone, is what he's saying, C-Dub.
Yeah, they do the passing lane like Uncle Freezy said. Cause I think Odie be in the passing lane, Hunt be in the passing lane, and you got Quickly. He a better defender now.
I don't know. Quickly is a not just a willing defender. He's a capable defender. But what I mean is, as a whole, will that unit be a defensive beast to where they can then get out and use their speed? If what you're saying is true, I guess you know what I'm saying, CWC. Here's what I'm saying. I agree with you on offense that they got it. Will they be able to get enough stops to be able to impact the game with running? That's my question.
I believe so. Gr. Because if you think about it, they got height. With Obi, it's like what 6'8", 6'9", and you got Hunt. He like 6'8", and you got Quickly. He's 6'3". So they got height and they got long arms too. And ain't too many teams going to catch up to them on fast break.
But does that trickle to even the size and the length of what you're saying and the speed? Does that trickle, or does that also coincide with the mental of defense and knowing what to do?
See, when they do that passing lane, right? Say they steal the ball, right, and take it to the hole, they're gonna get back on defense because they quick to get back on defense because they athletic.
Communication is key then.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
What you thinking this morning, Freezy? We just kicking it? You got something on your mind? You wanna challenge the panel too, or?
No, GI, you took psychology. Freezy is down. I don't even know what happened. He sounds like he lost the new puppy, ran away. He can't find him.
Oh no, I ain't. All I gotta do is follow the piles of puppy poop, and I'll find him. He definitely ain't lost. He definitely ain't lost. He did. Trust me. He probably on Miss Mocha lap somewhere. You ever saw a 5-month-old pit bull that can't live without his mommy, Miss Mocha? He like legit whine in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He like, where's mommy? Where's mommy? You know what I'm saying? And then I come in there like, hey man, let's go outside and throw the ball. And he like put his head down and look for Miss Mocha.
Because Freezy, you sound
That's
like
what
Shane.
pit bulls do, Uncle Freezy.
Shane, come back, Shane. Shane, come back.
No, Shane, don't go.
Remember that? Come back, Shane.
Don't go, Shane. Yeah, man, I remember that. I remember that, man. Hey, Chop, you be hilarious. You know what I'm saying?
Good memory.
Yeah, man. But the thing is, with this Knicks team, I'm not really down on the players. I like the players. I think they present ultimately in the long run, these guys will be quality NBA players. This is not the reason why I'm down. The reason why I'm down a little bit, like it is because I want to win something, bro. And even though it would have been a summer league championship, it would have been something. You know what I'm saying? And people would have been like, man, you pounding your chest over a summer league championship? It's better than pounding your chest over nothing.
Yeah, I agree. They're gonna be like, yeah, the rookie got a ring before the New York Knicks.
Right. Yeah. And so the thing is like around like because other content creators, bro, trust me, they browse YouTube, they'll see like our channel, and then they'll hit me and be like, yo, Uncle Freezy, man, what did the Knicks fans think about not getting Jaden Ivey? What's up, Sarge? How you doing, man?
Great, man.
What's up, Sarge?
Salute, Sarge.
Good morning, Sarge. Good morning, bro.
Morning, gents. Morning, gents.
Hey, so I'll give you an example. The dude from Detroit was like, yo, Uncle Freezy, how do y'all feel about not getting Jaden Ivey, right? And I'll be like, well, yo, we felt bad. We felt the Knicks fans wanted him, but at least we won a summer league championship to help ease the pain of not getting them, right? But even now, that's in jeopardy. So you don't get Ivy and you don't win a summer league championship. And I know a summer league championship is not the same as getting a quality NBA player. You prefer the quality NBA player, right? Of course, everybody would. But since we didn't get him, Sarge, you know what it's like. You remember how like how your girl would go out on a date, but she running late, and then by the time y'all get out the movies, all the good restaurants are closed.
Yeah.
Right. You remember how that was, and you
Love the
searching
freezer
for a place.
analogies, man. Love the freezer analogies. Yep. I remember.
And so yeah, right. And y'all in the car riding around for a place, and then you see, well, you like, hey, Sherry, IHOP open. You and just go to IHOP, get some pancakes, and she's like, sure, long as we get something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you didn't get to go to the steakhouse, but at least you still got to hang out with this lady, even if it's just an IHOP. See, but
a White Castle. I'm sorry.
Or a White Castle or something.
They call it crystals down south.
Yeah, crystals. Yeah. But in this scenario where the Knicks are in jeopardy losing out on both, now you like, well, Sherry, ain't nothing open. I guess I gotta just take you home, drop you off.
Yep.
You feel me?
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm getting at, CWC. I'm not saying that I'm hell bent on winning a summer league championship. What I'm getting at is that I'm getting at this, the whole thing of at least give us something. Can we just have something? Can we just have something?
Because I want to win too.
We 2-1.
Yeah.
I mean, we 2-1. That's
Yeah,
my pop said. He's like,
but
2-1. Boy, relax. I said, no.
But
I want to be 6-0.
But we not 3-0, bro. 2-1 and 3-0 are two different things.
Yes, sir.
And Portland 2-1 too now.
Yeah.
The only team that's undefeated is Oklahoma, right?
Are they?
Yeah, they undefeated. I think they're gonna be there. And I think the Knicks will be there too at the end. They just need to play some zone. Switch up your game, man. Right? Take it to the hole. What is wrong with you? Take it to the hole. If you don't take it to the hole, you're gonna be on that bench.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep. Actually,
What about you, Sarge? You ain't got no big time questions, man. Usually you come in like, "Hey, man,
mommy,
what do you think about Ground Sergeant over Evan Fournier?" You know what I'm saying?
You know, coming like a Marine trying to take over. You know, oh, that's right.
Keep it.
Hoo-ah.
Yo, man, actually, the first thing I thought about this morning, because you actually touched on it, was it wasn't Summer League, but you actually mentioned the Randall haters, and I'm not a hater. I'm at 35%. I'm at 35%, indifferent. But the haters, though, I gotta give them a little bit of more credit than just the thumbs down. It was the lack of hustle. You're paying a man who just know he's gonna get paid, and you're paying entry fee to watch this man put it all out on the floor, and he wasn't. The performance levels dropped off. Then the thumbs down followed up, and then he did also in the press conference said, SDFU, right? And then he shut down and not even talk and say anything after that. And so it was an accumulation of different things. It wasn't when he said thumbs down alone, it sounds too petty. It was an accumulation of different things. And then the clipboard, the clipboard and the laptop and the standing off from his other players, and then it's walking on the floor. So it was accumulation of all that stuff. I think that's where the hate got there. But the dislike, this started, and I've never booed a New York player, but one of my friends. Definitely you may shake your head when you see some shots. Be like, oh man, not again.
Yeah.
I mean, even Charles Smith. Remember Charles Smith, right?
No, I don't remember him.
You don't want to remember it.
I saw him after the game on the streets, and I couldn't say anything negative, but at the same time I said, "What's up, Charles?" And but he kind of saw my head kind of drop after that, so he felt, when your fan can have that look, disappointment, when oh man, I let him down again. So, but we weren't going to. So I'm just saying, the friend that Randall hit us a little bit when you were talking earlier. I was out here going, it's not just a thumbs down; it was accumulation. But at the same time, they did disrespect the man and probably messed with his wife some and got into his head. So that's the first thing.
Let me bring in our guy real quick because I want to get into that. I want to get into that. Okay.
Danny Landis.
Danny man.
Danny Landis is in the building. What's good?
Sorry, but let me finish real quick, please, guys. When I said Charles Smith, I remember yesterday I got on you for saying, what did you say? You said something like, Soul Train Scrabble Board, and then then someone, Jay Booker said, Pro Kids, and I was like, oh man, these youngsters are googling Pro Kids. What is Pro Kids? What is Soul Train Scrabble Board? What's a DV? What's a cassette? What's a cassette player? They're like, So Charles Smith. I mean, he was tall, man. He was tall. I looked at him and I'm like, could you have tried to dunk that ball? But anyway, I don't know if you want to give a little background for those youngsters who don't know what Charles Smith means to us.
There was no social media back then either, Sarge.
Right. All we had was media. It wasn't social.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
But I feel worse about him cost us the game than Starks shooting. Hands down. I'm like, man, Charles, at least if you try to dunk it, I'd understand. But he got blocked 3 times trying to do a layup.
Man, they were mugging Charles Smith under the rim though. The first foul was so egregious. Scottie Pippen Russian sickled Charles Smith and the refs didn't call it. Sarge, you saw it.
Yeah.
You remember Scottie Pippen came across his head with the Russian sickle?
Yeah.
Right. And Charles Smith was like, yo, why y'all not blowing the whistle? But late in games, they like, yo, you can't let the referees decide the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the referees after the game, we knew he was getting fouled, but we didn't want to decide the outcome. Man, come on, bro. The dude was getting Russian sickled.
Yeah.
But Charles wasn't even pump faking either. He was trying to go back up, though.
But he was going up in a layup block. He wasn't going to slam it. He was going to the layup. That's my problem with him. It looked like he was trying to do a layup. If you went up and go, one of us gonna get hurt, and he didn't go up to hammer it home because he had long arms, right? His reach was extremely long. So he just needed to get 1 foot off the ground. Just a 1 foot elevation would have been at least be there at the rim and then get hammered. But that's right.
Was that worse than the Ewing layup? The little where he could have.
Yeah, that one was more egregious. That one was more egregious. Yeah, but let me say this just real quick. So family, I put a poll out on Twitter. Which player is more hated right now by Knicks fans? Julius Randle or Charles Smith? Let your voices be heard.
If they might not have lived in 1993 like me, so they might not say Charles Smith or 92.
Right, no doubt.
What happened with Charles Smith?
No doubt. Hold on, let me do this right quick.
Salute, everybody. Good morning.
D'Angelo, what's good?
D'Angelo.
Ya tu sabes.
Yeah,
Going
man.
on?
D'Angelo, what up, bro?
What's up, GI? Listen, Breezy. So we're mourning this. So you're in mourning today. You're pretty sad over that going 3-0.
No. I'm not. No, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. Let me bring in my guy real quick too. Let me.
Salute. What's good, y'all?
What's up?
Will, salute, family.
What's good?
Yeah, what's good, bro?
Man, we got an all-star team here.
What's good, CWC?
Yo, we got it popping,
Stop,
CWC.
bro.
Just don't go.
We could beat the Knicks this team.
CWC.
Yeah, man. Hey, so I got a thing that I want to ask, right? So for one, the hold on.
Free! Salute, brother.
Yo.
That's the legendary. The legendary is here.
The co-host of Knicks Freestyle is in the building. What's good?
What it do, party people? Was good. Yo, I actually just jumped on. Because of, like, that Charles Smith versus Randall, who hates off top. If you tell me that you hate Randall more than you hate Charles Smith, you're either A, young fan, or B, you a natural born hater.
To your core.
There ain't nothing that Randall has done. Nothing that Randall has done that was like the icy dagger that Charles Smith stabbed in our heart. How his weakness single-handedly kept us from our place in history.
Get him.
Toppling the greatest to ever do it, and we are just a belief in one play away from him. And he could not, and his big for nothing ass could not put the ball up against a guy that was 6 inches shorter than him.
It was 9 shots. He had 9 shots, Keith. I think he missed like 9 times in a row.
So that question in my mind, that poll question is really to root out haters. Yeah, that's a good poll question. Because if Charles Smith ain't at least 90%, question.
Okay.
Charles Smith had sands in his sneakers, right? Sand in the sneakers and weights on his ankles.
Right now, today, if Charles Smith had been the Charles Smith that we needed on that night, we would be talking about like, oh, at least we got one against the greatest ever.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that poll is too close, man.
That poll is that poll right there. That poll right there proves the point that I've been talking about for the last 2 seasons. Y'all been hating him because he wasn't KD. Mills promised y'all KD, and y'all was mad. Y'all been hating him from then.
Stop it, freaky man. Hey, Julius Randle gave you a thumbs down, and you up here pounding the table.
No. He didn't give me a thumbs down.
Let me bring in.
He
Jay
didn't
Boogie
give
real
me a
quick.
thumbs down.
Let's get it. Y'all be spitting with your flows, I'm just podcasting. That's right. On the air every day, I'm just podcasting. What? You don't know what that mean when I say I'm podcasting. I'm broadcasting these flows with the podcasting. Every day of my life, I'm just podcasting. Right. Share my dreams with you, mean I'm podcasting. What? You can see my vision through the podcasting. Yeah. But don't forget Jay Boogie when I'm broadcasting. What? I'm podcasting, he's podcasting. What? I've been spitting this venom since Karate Flicks. When Mr. Sims was sharing nothing but the Knicks. I guess you know by now, I seen some tough years. Now I know the reason why Freezy got them blowing tears.
Yo, man, Julius Randle gave people the thumbs down on national TV in front of everybody for the world.
Thanks for bringing that back up.
And now we up here like Julius Randle. Julius Randle is our savior.
He gave the haters the thumbs down. I know exactly. Me and fans like me know exactly who he was talking to.
Randall's trash. Thank you.
Now Randall is trash. Wow.
No, he's trash. We haven't taken it out yet, so.
Wow, Randall is trash.
I mean, he not.
I can't wait till this season. It's gonna be a lot of walk back.
I can't wait.
No.
So Randall throws a tantrum on the court. That'll be great. I can't wait for that.
So question: was that his history? Was Randall always like that?
Wait.
Did he have a history of this?
Oh, wait. Are you comparing one stitch of time to another stitch of time, and then saying Randall's thumbs down, even though it was like 5 to 10 seconds? It's not comparable to Charles Smith under the rim going up strong in his 5 to 10 seconds of
You gotta be joking. You gotta be joking because one is basketball, the other one isn't. You gotta be joking. You gotta be joking. Did this not
happen on a basketball court?
You gotta be joking. One is direct basketball. One is direct basketball ability, failing, weakness at the rim. One is that.
Oh, so Randall
and the other one is hurting, and the other one is hurting your feelings.
I can't find those rose-colored glasses anywhere. Where are they? I'm gonna go check that store over there.
I know.
You hate Randall more than Charles Smith?
No,
who hates Randall more than Charles Smith?
Compare it to that.
I don't hate Randall.
Yes, you do. Stop it. Come on.
No, me.
No, he's been supporting Randall.
Breaking. Let me see if I have. Do I have a breaking news meme?
I know the truth, Freezy.
Do I have a breaking?
No, Freezy is a big Randall supporter. I can't.
Yeah, he always has.
Yep. I'm just playing.
Yeah, no, we're just disappointed in Randall. That's it.
I mean, disappointment is fine. I think that's fair and well within. I too am disappointed. And if the conversation was disappointment, I think that's a very fair conversation.
Okay, so after wins, he should throw a tantrum and storm off the court.
And also,
he does not. He's been in the league how many years? He does not have a history of that. He does. So to me, that's like there's circumstances there that I don't know. Cool. If it happens again another year, okay, now that's who Randall is. Yeah, and it's funny how cats like
another year
when we were talking about Brunson, and cats was like, it's only one playoff series. Like you can't judge him by just one good playoff series. Cats wanted to ship Randall off the boat off his first and only playoff series.
We got our point guard now.
Right.
No, I'm talking about that point guard though. People were talking about that point guard and that we shouldn't pay him just because of one playoff series. But Cats wanted to ship Randall off of one playoff series, his first one ever.
I mean, Cat mad when Amari punched the fire distinguisher.
Chaplo said the fire distinguisher.
Remember that thing he punched?
Distinguish between fires and not.
That's the only problem with me.
Shop crazy.
The way Randall handled himself last year over here in New York was horrible. Okay, he handled himself terrible. What is he? What were you expecting the best out of him this year? Now, from year to year, he's been what, 8 years, 9 years in the league. Come on,
but what are you talking about? That's my point. He handled himself. He handled himself well and able the 2 seasons before. He handled himself well. So what are you talking about? It's a one-off. It's not even something that's indicative. You can point to in any time in his whole career. What are you saying? Just say you don't like the man. That's what it is. That's what it is. You don't like him, and that's fair. That is more than fair.
Between the ears, man. It's all between the ears. All mental. He can't handle it here. I don't care. I don't care what you say. I don't care.
So he's been in New York for 4 years now. 1 year that he's disappointed in his performance, and he collapses.
Yeah, that's what he's worried about. His performance. He's not worried about the team. He's worried about his selfishness, about himself.
No,
he
wasn't getting it done. He wasn't getting it done. I didn't see any locker room beef. I didn't see any locker room beef that people were talking about. Them cats look cool. So then, what do you decipher from that? That he was not handling his own bad performance well. That's what happened.
There's something going on with Randall that we can't, something going on with him.
This was something that was in his history, that was on his resume. I could understand you guys taking the hardline stand. I heard some people wanted to trade Randall for Ben Simmons.
Oh my God!
And
from one head case to the next.
My point is, like, cats aren't fair. You're not fair when you're doing your evaluation. You're not fair. You're not fair. Oh. You're not fair, and just like fairness.
So
fairness makes a take more palatable, even if it's against your take. Just be fair.
And
I love you, Keith, but no, you're wrong on that.
No.
We can't. We can go from year to year, finish out his contract, him throwing tantrums on the court. Giving up on his own teammates. Okay.
Okay, man. Okay, got you. Okay. You didn't hear anything I just said. I got you.
You didn't hear what I said.
Did you hear Mark Jackson last night when they interviewed him too? He broke down something about New Yorkers and how we want to win right now, and it doesn't matter. The same thing that Free Keith is saying. Did you hear Mark Jackson last night when they interviewed him?
They don't listen to those. It wasn't Berman.
No.
I hope they still get rid of him. I still hope they still get rid of him. I still hope they have that.
You know what's so funny? Me too. But I don't want to. I'm not gifting no team, no weapon, just because I want. Because emotionally, I'm upset at somebody. I'm not gifting. It got to be for value. If it ain't a move out there for value, all right. I'm like, let's work it out, because he's still a weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, for Keith though. Before the Charleston collapse, was he a valuable piece?
What?
Before Charles collapse,
yes.
Was he a valuable piece before that breakdown on that weak layup?
Yep.
Dude, he's still one of the better power forwards in the league.
Charles Smith.
No, he's talking about Charles Smith.
Charles Smith. I actually never liked Charles Smith. Okay. I always thought and Charles Smith has been the basis of my argument against like getting Karl Anthony Towns. I just see so much Charles Smith in him. Charles Smith in him. Say, somebody fight me on it. Somebody fight me on it.
Do you see
somebody fight me on it?
Towns and Charles Smith. Oh my God!
All of the skill, of the skill, and none of the heart. Yes, very Charles Smith-like. And what we be setting ourselves up is getting to a pivotal point like the Eastern Conference playoffs, and Karl Smith can't get it done. Not because of skill, but because of heart.
Wow.
And
can't compare Smith and Towns now? Oh my Lord.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Cats that's not going to have the weight of the heart that you need at the pivotal moment. Yes. That's exactly what I'm comparing. Yes.
Wow.
You're off by a mile. You're off by a mile on that.
And evidenced by what Karl Anthony Towns has been able to do since he came in the league by himself. Nada.
You're comparing the same kind of talent with Towns and
No,
Smith.
no. Karl Anthony Towns is obviously a far superior talent, but talent isn't all that it takes in sports. If it was just talent, if things was just about talent, every gospel singer in every church across America would be a star. If it was just about talent,
Would
it's
you
not
want
about
Towns on your
talent.
team right now?
It's not about. It's not just
Towns on your
about
team right
talent.
now, Keith?
That
Would you like
talent has
Towns
to
on
be
your team?
backed up by heart. That talent has to be backed up by heart. And Karl Anthony
If you had it,
but Randall's a one-time All-Star in a situation where you keep saying history, and then you say Karl Anthony Towns, like, you know, I mean, that's, you know, you want to give Randall props, but you can't really say all that about Karl Anthony Towns if you ask me, because if he a one-time All-Star, you say he the best in the league, power forward wise. We know he's 20 and 10, so it's just basically about him, if you ask me. Like, you can't put your thumb down personally and then not come and ball out. Cool. He, like you said, he did that. You said that was real. He dealt with that. Now he gonna give him a chance. We're gonna give him a chance to see what he do. My personal opinion is I never really was, you know, looked at him like how you looking at him. He never been that before to me. And, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But if you're a one-time All-Star in a COVID season, I ain't really jacking it to look at him like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he has to at least repeat that for him to even be considered. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, he gotta play way better, and it's the intangibles of the game that after ninth season, coming into your ninth season, you gotta show. And you can't compare players like Brunson or players that is not in going into their ninth season to Randall. As far as when players say that, I don't agree with that.
Great point. Nice.
To defend Free Keys on the point of talent versus heart, who would you rather have a shortstop? One of the most talented shortstop ever, A-Rod, or Derek Jeter?
A-Rod, are you serious?
Jeter.
This ain't even close.
Yo, remember that movie? He's like, you should have shot A-Rod. Remember, Mark Wahlberg shot Derek Jeter in the hallway. He's like, you should have shot A-Rod. Nobody like A-Rod.
Yeah.
What movie was that?
Yeah, we talk about Derek Jeter like Derek Jeter was something special, bro. Derek Jeter was a good player on a great team.
The captain, the heart.
Hey, listen, hey, Sarge, listen. A dude named Morgan was a captain. A dude named Crunch was a captain. Are we really talking about you never heard of Captain Morgan? You never heard of Captain Crunch?
I mean, come on,
bro. I mean, come on, bro. Really, Derek Jeter? Come on, bro. Jose Reyes was probably better than Derek Jeter. If Jose Reyes was on that team, a switch hitting defensive wizard with speed, bro, the Yankees would have won 10 championships, man.
I don't know, man.
I hate the Yankees, by the way.
I know. I figure that's why.
Y'all listening to a Met talk. That's a Met talking.
Yeah, all this Mets propaganda. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, but the thing with Charles Smith and Julius Randle, though, the thing with Benny likes the Yankees, y'all. That's why he ain't barking.
All right,
Benny, we know
Charles
you like
Smith
the Yankees.
is nowhere near Julius Randle, though. I just want to say that clear.
Bad comparison.
A ham sandwich for real.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I'm not even.
You can't even compare Charles Smith to Randle, bro. Respectfully.
I would like you to expound on that.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah.
Randle was better than Charles Smith.
Most definitely. But the question was most hated. Who you hate more?
Who I hate more? Oh, I don't hate Randle. I don't like Charles Smith for that situation under the rim, right? But the point you made about it not being basketball, I feel like it is, because he's not focusing on the game, and he's talking to the crowd, putting his thumb down. So
I think what you're saying, but to me, like, that's more
how you set up the crowd is by balling out. That's what I know.
That's
you
what you do.
out. So when he didn't, then that showed that he wasn't in his zone. He shouldn't have been talking to the crowd. So that was the only thing where I said was it is still basketball related.
Going to the trap
and put his thumb down, then you could say it's not. because the crowd shouldn't have been in his head, if you ask me, in my opinion.
Right.
I agree with you. It's basketball related, but
greats
not
know how to shut them out.
but not
you're right,
directly.
though. It could be toward haters, and I understood your point, though, where some people felt like that's how it was, because those was more people who was agreeing with Randall, if you ask me. I just feel like to the people in the middle, if he would have balled out, then they just got to respect it more. Even after that, he had opportunities to come and just ball out. See, on this team, you could get your 20 and 10. Cool, you've been doing that, but it didn't get you to the All-Star game. It didn't get you to no playoffs. So now you got to learn how to put that all together. That's all I'm saying, bro. And we're giving him a chance, because I'm not even care about none of that. I just want to see him fit in the system for what we have, honestly.
And Kobe taught him better than
That's
that.
my hope too. And my thing is like, yo, like the trade deadline. The trade deadline come in around All-Star 2. So like, you know what I'm saying? We'll know if it's not working out to that degree by then. But like, I'd rather if they ain't something for value,
You said that too. I respected that. You said
I'd definitely rather try to work it out
and not lose him, because he a valuable piece, and I respected that about your take, because that's how I feel. Even like Freezy said it about Fournier, you don't want to just lose a player and don't get nothing back for him. You know what I'm saying? So when you said that, Keith, that's how I feel about it, because you can't deny the 20 and 10. I just hope he just tweaked the little things that we need him to figure out, because
that's my hope.
Back to the All-Star game, if you already know how to do 20 and 10, just make the right basketball play. That's all.
So
I don't even care about All-Star game. Like, yo, just be a better player for the team, please. That's it.
Is Julius Randle the power forward of the future for the Knicks?
No, I don't know. It depends, because he's still young and he should have more experience, So hopefully his gameplay will decide that. You know what I'm saying? I can't say, because I can't predict what these guys are gonna do. So, it's hard to call what they're gonna do. So I'm just saying, like, he here and we got more help. And I said this last night, that I think he's gonna play better because it's less ball handling responsibility for him.
All right. So since we dodging like the challenging stuff, I'm gonna just go out some easy stuff for everybody. Okay. Is okay. I know you like that.
How did I dodge him?
Give him a treat or something, will you?
Yo. I'm being
give him a cucumber. Throw him a cucumber.
No, I ain't throwing him no cucumber now.
He heard that. He's like, yeah, give me that. He heard that.
Yeah, he got treats and sit. See, I said sit, and he walked off, bro. He a Yankees fan. But anyway. So who provides more long-term upside individually and for the Knicks, Obi Toppin or Julius Randle?
Can I say something before people answer that question?
Go ahead, sir.
Can we just keep in mind, as we're answering that question, can we keep in mind that Obi is he's no spring chicken, and he's only 3 years younger than Randle.
3 years younger than Randle. But the question is on the floor. Who poses more individual upside and more team upside, Julius Randle or Obi Toppin?
That's incredible.
Obi.
More athletic, more explosive.
Yeah.
Is he more versatile? What?
I'll say Obi too, because of we need the team. We need teamwork. We need somebody who's gonna make the pass.
Yes.
And until Randall show me that, I'll pick Obi. Unless Randall show me different. Randall's more of a sustainable average with points and rebounds than Obi. If he could implement that in his game, then. But until then, I'll pick Obi.
Yeah, and I think Randall's peaked. That's it. We see where Randall is. He's been in the league, what, 8-9 years now? Well, we're going to see something different now? What?
Yeah, but if he adds in to just make the right play and stop trying to prove,
be smarter
to me, then he'll look like a better player. And I think, like I was trying to say, him in better position, like, even though we didn't like Elfrid Payton, it put Randall in a better position to be effective. So with Brunson, Randall with less ball control, putting him in a better position could be a better player for us and RJ. So You got to give him a chance. Like, we'll see. Obviously, they're giving him a chance. Just like I ain't want Tips here. Tips still here. We got to live with it. So I'm just trying to figure it out to my best ability.
He's on our team. You got to support. As much as I don't like Randall, you got to support him. Yeah, he's on our team. As long as he's on our team.
I think y'all really like Randall.
Yo, go ahead, Freezy, man.
No, bro. But
Freezy always trying to cause some trouble, yo. Everything is not an opportunity to stir controversy.
This ain't about controversy. This is hit his point out though. So because when you like something, when you dislike something, you don't mess with it at all.
Okay.
Right? You be like, I don't like that, so I ain't messing with it. But people that say they dislike Randall talk about Randall every opportunity they get, right? And it's like when you don't like something, you don't even deal with it, bro. Right? When it's 120 degrees outside and you don't like the heat like that, you don't go outside.
You stay inside.
You stay inside, right? But Randall haters always talk Randall, bro. Like they always he had the nerve to wear Nikes when everybody else is wearing Pumas. You know what I'm saying? Or he had the nerve to bring his son to the game, and when everybody was shaking hands, he walked over to his son and gave him a kiss. Freaky, remember that? Remember we talked about that last
Yo, Cats was mad. He went to his son first.
He gave his son a kiss after the game.
Like I was like, are y'all really serious? Y'all mad at that? Like,
right? For real? People was mad at that. I never knew that.
You know what changes that narrative? Winning.
Yes, thank you, Hardwell.
I feel
thinking what I'm thinking, man.
Hardwell, I definitely feel you. But there's a measure of it.
You don't see them doing Tatum like that, or players who really ball with, you know what I mean? Randall, it ain't just New York. I gotta stop saying that, because since there's social media and Instagram and Twitter and all of that, it's people from all over talking about players too. It's not just New York.
But New York is the biggest and most vocal fan base group. You gotta admit that. You gotta admit that.
But what I wanted, what I wanted with Randall is to be a team leader. Being all these is be a leader. Can't you do that?
Okay, so what happened? What happened during his failed playoff run season? Cats totally discounted. And to me, he was a great leader. He was doing everything right. Cats was still hating on him.
No, you know why? You know why? I think Randall don't trust. He don't trust.
You know what I was? You know what we were hearing by like right after All Star, like Randall balling out, we should sell high. That's what Cats was saying.
That's
not support. So to me, from the player, like I'm out here balling, I don't get no support. I'm failing, I don't get no support. Like what do I do?
The reason, so everything he does wrong, we're just supposed to overlook and just say, Keith, hey, I'm going to be like, hey, it's okay.
It's not a zero-sum game, bro. It's not a zero-sum game.
What about balance? Any balance?
Balance, yo, balance.
But still, the only reason why he ended up with hate after that playoff season.
Blackout, you ain't even say hello to everybody. How you just go?
What up, Black? What up, Black?
Try to say hi, but I just wanted to jump in real quick.
Right.
Yo, what's up, brothers? You know what I'm saying?
What's good?
Salute.
Yeah, he only got the hate because he was exposed in the playoffs, and he was exposed that he was only going left. Now, if you expose and you only going left, and then you come back next year and you still hasn't elevated your game, and you give the fans a thumbs down, what do you expect?
There you go. He chokes in big situations.
I would agree with you
in big situations.
I would agree with you if it was after the playoffs when the hate started. It wasn't. It was not.
In big situations, he chokes.
Him and RJ got exposed for going left all night by Atlanta.
But what explains the hate before the playoff, previous to the playoffs? What explained that hate?
On the court, not as a person.
Before the playoffs, they was yelling MVP in the Garden for him.
Are you serious, dog? Like
That's
Okay.
what I thought.
All right.
I thought
All
he
right.
got his props at
Because
first.
like all the fans now who hate him was like, oh, see, I told you so. I told you so. This is, but all right, but everybody was cheering him. But everybody was cheering him. I got you.
You know what I think it is?
I just came up here to say one thing, man. I gotta go back to work. I just had to get it off my chest. If you have so much hate for Charles Smith, you gotta hate Patrick Ewing the same way. They both failed at the rim.
Sacrilege. That's
Both failed.
Now you're overstepping your bounds.
Like Patrick Ewing's resume. Patrick Ewing's resume.
Chill, guys.
Yeah. Wait. I'm just putting it out there because the way y'all came in on Charles Smith. Charles Smith had a hell of a season that season.
Yes.
And he got fouled. That wasn't called.
Dude, nobody's gonna call foul then. Why are you even trying to get a foul?
The man grabbed 2 offensive rebounds and shot 3 times in one play. If that's not effort, what's effort?
Okay. You're 100% right. He had 3 chances. He had 3 chances.
And they did.
Every player in the league at that time knows that you're not getting no foul call at those last seconds of the game.
Great, yeah, I understand on 1 attempt, but he tried 3 times.
Right,
bro. You making my point, bro. You making my point.
And one of the shots didn't even count because he got hit so hard. He went in the air and dropped the ball. That don't count as a shot.
It was a foul from off the rip.
Yep.
Yo, y'all never gonna convince me that dude that wasn't weakness. Them cats them dudes defending him. Them dudes defending him, including Michael Jordan, was a full 4 inches shorter than him, bro. A full 4 inches shorter than him.
They jumped him. First of all, you gotta understand where Free Keith coming from. First of all, Free Keith is like 6'8", 275 of pure muscle. So anytime he sees somebody do something weak, he like, man, I would have dunked basketball.
So what happened when Pat put up the finger roll?
And it bounced up the back of the rim.
That was a mistake, but that was a mistake based.
But you don't give him the same thing you give Charles Smith.
No. That was Pat and Pat. That he chose the wrong thing to do. But let me tell you why I give Pat grace. I give Pat grace because of his resume. We wouldn't have been anywhere near where we were in the 90s without Pat. That Charles Smith ain't have that resume, so you don't get an opportunity to make those kind of mistakes.
Charles Smith wasn't the go-to player right then.
Okay, my point even more.
Right. He was.
This is your moment. This is your moment. This is you in your moment, Charles.
Wait, hold on.
This is you in your moment.
Charles Smith that year was brought in to grab rebounds.
You just said that Charles Smith was balling out that year.
Right, hold on. He was. His job was to bring in, he was supposed to grab rebounds and sew up the inside so people can't just drive in.
What's that?
He did what he was supposed to do that night.
Blackout.
Okay.
Let me add one other thing. Charles Smith's other assignment was to guard the Scottie Pippens, Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordans, Larry Birds, all the small forwards of that era. Charles Smith's job was, if you played 3 through 5 and you were mobile, Charles Smith's job was to defend all athletic wings 3 through 5. When we played the Nets, he was guarding Chris Morris.
And he got us He got us to the mountain. It's just that when he went to go get the rebounds, he was doing his job.
Yo, wait, Blackout, 1 second. My argument about Patrick Ewing's finger roll, you know the old term, fool me once, shame on me? I mean, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. He had 3 chances. The first time, okay, you made a mistake.
No, he got fouled. He got fouled.
3 times. Patrick made a finger roll 1 time.
But wait.
3 finger rolls.
I can't believe we're talking about Charles Smith, and Charles Smith can't believe we're talking about him.
The whole thing is y'all
Charles Smith smiling right now. Most he got spoken about in 25 years.
Listen.
Charles Smith was
Shout out to
buying off my
Charles
car,
Smith.
the car
Yeah,
wash.
that was disrespectful to even
If
compare
you
him
go
to
back and
Randall.
watch
I
the
think.
play,
Yo, y'all better
Smith
compare
goes up.
Charles Smith to Othello Harrington. That's it.
He gets
Othello
fouled.
Harrington.
The ball comes out his hand. He grabs it.
Wow.
It goes back
Wow.
up again. They
Nice
foul
job,
him.
Breezy.
It goes off the rim. He grabs it again and shoots again.
So then the third time
He gets fouled again.
He gets fouled again.
But the third time he should be like.
We're gonna leave in a couple minutes. They're gonna follow us.
All right.
We're gonna follow. I mean, well, or we're gonna take two separate cars. We're gonna get the address.
Man,
But I'm just saying that Charles Smith did his job. Julius Randle.
Charles Smith is a ham sandwich.
Yeah, there you go. Charles Smith is at a painful
with expired bread.
He's a ham sandwich. Whole wheat bread. Whole wheat bread ham sandwich.
Julius
There's
Randle.
mold on the bread. There's mold on the bread on that sandwich, bro.
Yeah, Julius Randle is about 4 points from a ham sandwich. So don't talk about.
I ain't even gonna do that to Charles. Damn, yo, y'all evil, yo.
Yo, he said Julius Randle is 4 points from a ham sandwich. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Don't blowing that up, yo. Damn.
Hey, so let me I want to bring. Hey, yeah, hold on, everybody. Let me do this thing. Let me
Relax.
real quick. Let me reset real quick. Hey, so you guys are watching Blorange Tears. Y'all watching the Knicks Morning Drive on Blorange Tears, right? We are discussing currently
Charles Smith.
Who is hated more, Julius Randle or Charles Smith? And the point was brought up that Pat could be
he threw
this
Patrick
conversation
Ewing
up because Pat Ewing missed a finger finger roll. But let me do this. Let me reset the Patrick Ewing thing.
Right.
Because Pat blowing that finger roll was not a skilled 7-footer that doesn't know how to make layups. Pat Ewing was into the series on one bad knee, messed up the other knee during the series, and didn't have the explosion, the lift to finish a finger roll. Because ideally in that situation, Pat Ewing dunks that, right? But on one bad knee he shouldn't have been playing on. He messed up the other knee. He grabbed it. He was like, yo, we gonna live and die. But let me finish, y'all. Let me finish because you got to add some context. Pat Ewing said, the next time something like this happens, we're gonna live and die with me making or missing a shot. And guess what happened in 95? Pat Ewing doinked a rebound off back rim, right? Because what happened is the summer of 94, John Starks was getting death threats for the game 7. Everybody watched it play out. Right? All the newspapers were killing Starks. So Pat Ewing said, and next time that happens, man, I'll live and die with it because it's not fair how they did John Starks. Because if it wasn't for Starks in 94, we wouldn't have made the finals. And he had that one bad game, and everybody is killing Starks. So Pat Ewing, the next time it happened, Pat Ewing takes the shot on 2 bad knees. He dunks it off the back rim. And here we are today, July 12, 2022, talking about Pat Ewing blowing a layup 27 years ago.
And Ewing, they always said, Ewing never had that second guy.
Man.
No excuses for that missed layup.
I understand. And we're not making an excuse for the layup. We're not even making an excuse for the play. The play that was drawn up, because the play that was drawn up was terrible. Why is Pat catching the ball up that high and having to put the ball on the floor and drive that far to the lane? Right? With the game clock winding down. Why is Pat Ewing even in that situation? Right? That was a poorly
Them
drawn
wristbands. Them wristbands. He couldn't turn his hand the other way.
We already saw Pat win a game with a 10-foot jumper. I would have even loved for him to take the jumper from out there than fucking that finger roll. That shit was terrible.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, wait, did I hear?
Man.
How many games Pat done with that 10-footer?
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. I'm probably one of the biggest Patrick Ewing fans. Probably one of the biggest. Patrick Ewing.
And you got his jersey, right, Uncle Ron?
You already know that's the first Knicks jersey that I ever bought, and the only one I ever bought.
Me too.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you like that. That's where my standards with this Knicks team is at. And the closest thing that we had to Patrick Ewing that I got real close to buying, and I should have bought it, was a Sprewell jersey. You know why? Because I can count on them guys every night. When
That's
I can
right.
count on you every night, I can rock with you. I'm gonna tell you like this: Charles Smith never lived up to what he was supposed to be. He was supposed to be the number 2.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be the guy to take pressure off Pat. That guy came in and looked like a deer in headlights, man. So to even compare him with Patrick Ewing, and even talking about, we all know it's a foul in this era of basketball, but not back then.
Right.
Back then, man, come on, man. People was getting blood knocked out of them, and they weren't calling fouls.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? So ain't no way I could ever compare Charles Smith to no Patrick Ewing.
No way.
Now the topic between Julius Randle and Charles Smith is a no-brainer. It's Charles Smith. It's Charles Smith. It's a no-brainer, man. And Julius Randle, I'm gonna tell you right now. You know the only reason why is even a discussion about Julius Randle? Because of what happened this past season. Nobody would have been talking about Julius being hated if it wasn't for these antics that went on.
No.
But production-wise, comparing Julius Randle to Charles Smith is no comparison. Charles Smith was trash.
Nah.
Shouldn't even be compared to Julius Randle.
No way. Julius Randle is going right back into the same Julius Randle that was sitting on the bench in the Lakers pouting.
We'll see. We'll see. You might be eating words.
Listen, he never changed. He had one good season. People loved him. He always was a powder. He been a powder since he was playing with Kobe, and he's been a powder when he came here. He's never going to change.
Wow.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I gotta defend Julius, man. I ain't crazy about Julius, but I gotta be 100% real with Julius, man. When we was that 4 seed, everybody was loving Julius. Only people who wasn't loving Julius is them few that wanted him gone because they wanted that tank. And anybody that talk tank, I can't even talk basketball with you. You bring up that word to me, I don't want to talk no basketball with you because you're not a competitor. You know what I mean? If you think about tanking, these guys ain't playing basketball to be losing games on purpose. That's that front office junk. They ain't got nothing to do with them guys on the court. And if you play it ball, ain't nobody gonna have that mentality. They say they're going out there to lose. So when people talk that tank stuff, I don't have that kind of conversation, man. I'll cut that conversation quick.
Okay.
I don't believe in that.
I don't believe in that either, man. That's
foolishness. Chilltown JC, man, come back in the chat, man. I'm sorry, man. We didn't give you the opportunity to say anything. Man, Chilltown, come back in the chat if you can. Hey, hold on for a split second, Ron. Hold on for a split second, man. Chilltown.
Yeah,
because
can you
it's
see
like
me?
when people get in the chat, we're not giving them the opportunity to get their thing.
Crazy, can you see me?
Yeah.
What's going on with your boy?
Uncle Ron, you already?
No, I don't see you. Where you at?
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all like this: Patrick Ewing, one of the best things that ever happened to the Knicks.
Yeah.
Period. Period. Matter of fact, every draft pick is being compared to Patrick Ewing that we draft.
What I was saying was, if you're going to compare the play with Steve Smith, Bill, and y'all giving him all this hate, you got to give Pat the same hate too.
No, I can't do that. I can't do that. It's different, man. There's levels. There's levels to this thing, man. And Charles Smith on the whole level by himself, man. For me, he's on the whole level by himself. I'm gonna
that ain't fair though, Ron.
And actually, I ain't gonna even say by himself. You know who else in my book is with Charles Smith that the Knicks had on this team that teed me off? Was Fool's Gold, Jerome James, and Chris Charles.
Junkyard Dog and Chris Charles?
Especially Chris Charles. So Chris Charles came to this team after y'all remember how he played in the playoffs when he came in from the Nets? Yeah. And the Knicks signed him to that free agent deal. That guy was not the same dude when he played in the Garden. Was not. And people giving him love because he fought Kobe, man. I don't care about none of that. So what he's doing on the court with that basketball is what I care about. And he was not the same player.
All right, so same thing. Julius balls out. We look out for him. We pay him. The next year, he giving us a fucking middle finger and giving us
Watch the
thumbs.
language. Watch the language. But yeah, he
Oh,
declined.
sorry, guys, sorry. And giving a thumbs down to the fans. Come on, man. Back in those days with June and them was playing, if you ever did that, you'd have been off the team, man.
That was a different
Come
era.
on, man.
It was a different era, like Uncle Ron was saying in Freezer.
Yeah, but it's still
calls. We wasn't getting those calls.
It's a different era, but still disrespecting the fans.
I understand what you understand what you're saying, but listen, let's use some context here. So for one, the Chris Childs thing is overblown by Knicks fans. Chris Childs was a single point per game scorer his entire career, except one. Right, except one. Right, and then that one season that he scored double digits. Right, he said, and the year after that he signed with the Knicks.
Right.
Chris Childs was never going to be a double-digit scorer. His impact was defensive. He was a defensive glue guy. Yeah, right. that was his role. When Knicks fans expected him to score 17, 18 points per game just because he signed with the Knicks, that wasn't a reasonable expectation, right? The Charles Smith thing was the Knicks were not athletic in the front court. They were not. They were not. They had big body dudes like Anthony Bonner, Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing. They bought Charles Smith. They bought Charles Smith here because Charles Smith was an excellent athlete with size, so that you can put him so that he can guard everybody from Sean Kemp and Reggie Miller all the way to your Dominique Wilkins, Alex Englishes, even your Grant Hills. Even your Nick Anderson, Denny Scott, Penny Hardaways. That's what Charles Smith was born here for.
He was in for a number two.
Right. And the other thing too is there's a narrative that people say that the front office failed Pat Ewing for not getting him a number two. That is also a lie. Right. The thing is about number twos is in order to be a number two, your number one has to accept the number two player because if the number one guy is all about being the number one guy, it don't matter who you add to the roster, whether it be former All-Star Kiki Vandeweghe, former All-Star Xavier McDaniels, right? Whether it's Charles Smith, whether it's Latrell Sprewell, no matter who it is, Pat Ewing never accepted a guy in that role. Because Pat Ewing is an alpha, right? He don't care about who comes after. The pecking order starts and ends with Patrick Ewing. Over the years, the Knicks went out and got multiple guys to be that guy for Pat. Pat didn't accept that, and that may be the reason why the Knicks didn't get a ring during that time, where Pat Ewing could cede some of the scoring, where he could cede some of the defensive assignments, where he could take games off and get healthy. That was Pat thing. When you're Iron Man, when you play every game, you're gonna play games with bumps and bruises. Pat Ewing could have easily sat out games and got healthy and been fresher in the playoffs, but he didn't. Now, am I knocking him for that? No, I'm stating a fact.
I don't think it was that freezy, man. I think a lot of them guys,
it is that.
We watched the same thing. A lot of them guys just didn't show up.
So you saying Xavier McDaniel makes the All-Star team with another
Xavier
team.
McDaniel probably
comes to the Knicks.
Hold
on. Xavier McDaniel is an All-Star in other places. Comes to the Knicks. He's the third fiddle. Goes to another team and is an All-Star. What does that tell you?
Hey, that tell me some people play better when they leave the garden, but I'm gonna tell you, Xavier.
It's all about Patrick Ewing.
He for me was one of the better Knicks that we brought in here.
Kiki Vandeweghe. What about Kiki Vandeweghe?
Columbia South Clash. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kiki, what about the Kiki Vandeweghe? You bring in Kiki Vandeweghe. Kiki Vandeweghe's a scoring machine. He gets to New York, plays with Pat. They won't even give him the basketball. Right?
You may got to look at Pat Riley for that though, more so than Ewing.
But Kiki Vandeweghe was here. See, Kiki Vandeweghe was here with Rick Pitino.
Pitino was the coach, right?
But that's freezing.
But Pat was here.
You might got to look at Pat Riley for these problems too now, because Pat Riley, the same dude who kept John Stocks in that game when you knew John Starks had an off night, and you let him keep chucking.
You know why he let him keep chucking,
when you
right?
had Hubert Davis on that bench.
He's a shooter.
Come on, bro. Come on, Hubert Davis, man.
Hubert Davis was a better shooter than John Starks. And
No, he was not. No, he wasn't.
More consistent.
No, he wasn't,
better
bro.
scorer than
Come on,
Hubert,
man.
but he was not a better shooter.
He was not. He
Go look
was
up the
not a
numbers.
better shooter than
Go
John
look up the
Starks,
numbers,
bro.
and I ain't got to even look him up.
Come
But I
on, Ron.
guarantee
Come on,
you he
don't
was
do
a
that,
better-
man.
John Starks could shoot better
Big
than
dog.
Hubert Davis.
Big dog, come on,
He
don't
was
do
a
that.
better
dude.
scorer. He was
Not
a better
only does
scorer than him.
man,
Davis
John
wasn't a
Starks
scorer, but he
did.
could shoot. That's what he was a specialist.
Let me ask you: Are you must be a Tar Heel fan? Are you a Tar Heel fan?
You know I'm a Tar Heel fan.
Oh, no matter what a Tar Heel do. Hey,
But
Tar
Freezy,
Heel
you gotta
can't do
listen
no
to the
wrong.
context, man. I ain't saying he's a better scorer than John, because John wasn't no shooter. Everybody know John wasn't no shooter. John was a scorer. There's a difference.
Okay, so Evan,
No, he didn't play
Evan
defense. He
Fournier
never
broke
played
Hubert
defense.
Davis's Knicks 3-point record, right?
Hubert was a specialist, man. He could shoot.
Oh,
True.
That's what he could do. You know that. Come
that
on
was
now.
a good point right
Don't
there,
play
though.
me, man. Come on now.
Evan Fournier just broke Hubert Davis' Knicks 3-point record, right?
That's
what I'm saying, bro.
I tell you what.
Freezy,
I
you're
guarantee you in this era right now, Hubert Davis would be around a long time in this era right now.
Right now, yeah.
Because he's a shooter. Exactly, because he's a shooter.
But
that's
Hubert
all I'm
Davis,
saying. I ain't saying he's better than Starks, because I don't think he's better than Starks.
No,
but
he
man,
doesn't.
you got to go to somebody else when Starks stinking up the joint. And now that's who you need to talk about. If you talk about somebody who made you mad, come on now. Don't talk about Ewan. Let's talk about Starks.
Starks is up there too. John Starks.
Let's talk about Starks. Don't talk about Ewan like that now.
They all got it. They all got to get some, man. They all got to get some.
I'm loving this talk today, though. I love this.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And so, but the thing about so y'all mentioned the thing about Starks, right? Y'all mentioned the thing about Starks, right? But Starks made the All-Star team in that year that the Knicks made the NBA Finals, right? He made the All-Star team. And after the All-Star break, John Starks might be considered the best player, the best Knicks player on that team from after the All-Star break through the playoffs. And somebody can argue that. People can argue that, well, this number says this, that number says that. We can do that all day. But what we can't do, though, is think that John Starks was a throwaway. Because without Starks, the Knicks don't make the NBA Finals in '94. If Hubert Davis is in that Starks role, the Knicks get bounced probably in the second round.
See how you changing the context of what I said? You see it? You see what you're doing, right? That ain't what I said. What everybody on the panel what did I just say?
But Ron, I'm not saying that you said that.
All them jump shots, and he couldn't hit the backside of a barn.
I never said Ron Cleveland said that. I never said Ron Cleveland said that. What I'm saying is
the narrative.
I'm speaking for myself.
You changing the narrative. So you was cool with Starks just standing there keep shooting. Because I wasn't. I remember watching that game. I was like, why don't you pull him out of the game? He ain't got it tonight. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't no shame in the game. Pull him.
Yeah.
Go to somebody else.
Right.
That's Randall a lot of
He never did that. So why we blaming? Why we gonna blame? Pat? You
wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you are second guessing a multiple-time NBA championship head coach.
I ain't second guessing.
Yeah, that's what you just did.
I ain't second guessing.
That's what you just did.
Flat out. He wasn't shooting.
You said why not put Hubert Davis in the game? John Starks didn't have it. Ain't no shame in that. That's what you just said.
Exactly.
So you are second guessing.
No, I'm not second guessing. I ain't second guessing. I'm straight guessing. I'm straight guessing. I ain't guessing. I'm straight saying it.
He's not guessing.
Right. So
you say I would have pulled him.
But if it were you, but you were not the coach of the Knicks at the time. So you're second guessing the coach of the Knicks at the time.
I'm straight guessing.
Right.
Okay. Second.
Okay.
I'm straight.
Okay.
I'm pulling it.
However you phrasing it. Does Pat Riley won championships with not Pat Riley won championships in two separate conferences. in two separate eras.
Man, you know what, y'all? I forgot. Stocks is your favorite player on this team. That's what that is. Stocks your favorite player. I think I remember you saying Stocks is your favorite player. So you're a little biased.
You heard me say. I'm gonna let you heard me say I love Starks, but Clyde Frazier is my favorite player.
Clyde is his favorite.
So you
Clyde,
love
you heard
Starks.
me say. You heard me say, Clyde. You heard me say that I cried at school. You heard me say I cried at school when Clyde Frazier got traded. That's what you heard me say. Anybody
you wrong on that
heard
one,
me
Freezy.
tell Clyde Frazier story a million times.
Right.
Y'all want me to tell it again? Y'all need for me to tell the Clyde Frazier got traded story again?
You mean to tell me a man can't hit a basket? He ain't made a basket all night. How much was Starks in that game? What was his number? What did he end with that night?
2 for 18.
Yeah.
And you telling me you ain't gonna pull him, Freezy? You the coach? You watching that?
I'm gonna go make some
Okay.
popcorn.
You know what, Freezy? I think you trolling. I think you trying to run my blood pressure up, man.
No, man. No, because as a show like this thing is about everybody, bro. I don't just think it's about one
trolling.
person.
I'm gonna say you trolling today, man.
Nah, man. You know this is about everybody, bro.
I know you know better than that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Of all the guys that you saw since you've been watching Knicks basketball, name the one player that had a shot in the air to win an NBA title. Name him.
Like a last.
Ain't nobody but the guy that was missing all night long.
John Starks.
Yeah.
John Starks is the only Knicks that you guys know that had a shot in the air to win an NBA title.
That's right.
In game 6. In game 6, if that shot goes in, we're talking about something different today.
But it didn't. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about what happened.
But it didn't. You know why it didn't? Why it didn't is because Pat Ewing's man knew that John Starks was as hot as fish grease, and so did Pat Riley, right? And so Elijah One peeled off of Pat Ewing and deflected John Starks' shot. And you're saying today that those guys, knowing Stocks was hot in game 6, didn't have faith in him in game 7.
Man,
only Knicks fans do that.
See how you change?
Only Knicks fans do that, bro.
Changing the narrative.
Chilltown was good. Jersey City represent.
That ain't what we started talking about. Don't try to change what I'm saying. Because I don't. That's one thing about me. You know that.
I'm not arguing your point, Ron.
I don't deviate like that.
I'm not arguing your point.
And this man couldn't hit the backside of a barn. He didn't have his shot that night in that game. He should have. I'm not saying Hubert Davis was better than Starks because that'd be crazy. I had liked Starks too.
But from a point of view, Ron,
Starks didn't have it going. 2 for 18. I'm pulling him.
But from this point of view,
Ron, and if you saying otherwise, man, I know you just trolling.
Ron, you're right though. For the career, Hubert Davis shot 46% from.
I know. I ain't even had to go look it up.
Pull the numbers up. Pull the numbers up.
I didn't even have to go pull that. I knew what I was seeing.
A better shooter.
Starks was streaky, and you know that. Starks was very streaky.
Okay. Hey, Sarge, let me ask you this. And on those shots that you mentioned, who was guarding Hubert Davis?
Right. You gotta look at the
look what he's going to now.
Right. Okay. Now with that said, John Starks was a starter in the Eastern Conference at shooting guard. Who played shooting guard in the Eastern Conference that started when Starks was starting for the Knicks? We can start with Michael Jordan. And we can go with Joe Dumars. We can go Reggie Miller. You know what I'm saying? We can go Vince Carter's. We can name a lot of names, bro.
No,
but Hubert Davis, who was guarding Hubert Davis when he was putting up those
Freezy,
numbers?
you moved the goalposts more than the NFL, man. You moved the goalposts more than the NFL. Well, I know you trolling me. I know you did a good job. You did a good job. I think you about running blood pressure.
Why do we hate John Starks?
Ain't no hate. I told you I don't hate John Starks. John Starks is one of my favorite too. Him and Patrick Ewing right there. Him, Patrick Ewing, Spreewell,
Oakley.
Oakley, yeah.
Rod Strickland, Mark Jackson.
Hey, y'all know Freezy was working that cash register when John was a bagger. You know that, right? They got ties.
That's my cousin.
Hey, I love you, boy, but I know you trolling me this morning, man. I know you trolling me because you big at talking about when players need to be pulled. So I know you trolling me, man. But I'm gonna eat that one this morning. You trolling me, man.
The one narrative that's not true about Pat Ewing's era is Patrick Ewing never got a secondary player to play next to him, and that's not true because the Knicks went out and got numerous guys, and Pat wouldn't allow them to be the number two. Yeah, and y'all know this is true. You can't say Pete Van der Way averaging 25 points a game everywhere he went. He gets to New York and he can't get a shot.
I'll say this till the cows come home. Ron don't hate no Starks. So if anybody trying to write a book about that, you can skip that chapter.
Ron don't hate Starks.
I got mad love for that dude, man. How can I not? How can I not? When I knew what I was watching, some of y'all on here wasn't even watching the Knicks. You wasn't even born.
Wasn't even born yet.
I know what I saw. I know I saw Patrick Ewing having to carry this team, and when John Starks stepped up, I was happy. I was happy. So hey, I've been around a long time, and I've seen a lot.
Hey, but Ron, answer this though. Why, when guys make the All-Star team in other cities, the Knicks trade for an All-Star, they get here and they can't be the number two behind Pat? Why is that?
Why they can't? What, man? I'm gonna tell you. I think the problem just comes down to New York City, man. Everybody can't handle the Garden, man, and I stick out to that. And reason why I say even with Charles Smith, this comparison to Julius, you can't compare that because Julius carried this team. All you asked Charles Smith to do was be the help, and he couldn't even do that.
Hey, Ron.
He was. You asked him to be a bus rider. He couldn't even do that.
He can't even make a layup under the rim. Trade that some.
Come on, man.
Hey, Ron, would you take Starks or Sprewell? Which one do you take?
Which one would I take?
Who'd you go to war with?
Oh boy,
I'm taking them both.
This is
got pick one. Got pick one.
Got pick one, bro.
I got to
if you don't pick one, you hate the other.
Yeah, but I love Sprewell too. But both of them are the same type players in a lot of ways. Right. Both of them were streaky. One had more athleticism. We know who that is. That's Sprewell.
Right.
But either way it goes, you ain't going wrong with either one of them guys, man.
But you have to pick one. Take Starks?
If I got to take one, I'm taking Starks, man.
Okay.
Because I love the story for him. You know what I mean? For what that guy came from and what he became, and he was self-made. You know what I mean? He didn't have people knocking on his door. So that kind of story always sits well with me. That let me know you're hungry, you want it. Not to say Sprewell wasn't, because Sprewell was that dude too. Don't get it twisted at all. That's why I take them both on this team. If I got a team right now and I got a chance to have both them guys on my team, I'm snatching them both.
Gotcha.
Because I know for one thing they're gonna get in your face too. If you ain't balling.
Chef NYK said, leave.
Yo, I had braids because of Sprewell.
Say it again, Sarge.
Chef NYK says, leave John Stark's name out of your mouth.
Wow.
Freezy had the poll, dog. Tonight he asked who had more heart, Sprewell or John Starks.
Yeah, it's definitely. And listen, I'm not saying that Sprewell doesn't have heart, but what I will say is this. Man, I was in front of my TV when John Starks dunked on Horace Grant and Michael Jordan.
Ooh.
And listen.
You missed one more person in that picture. It was three of them.
Jordan wasn't there, though.
He got three of them.
Jordan say he wasn't there, but every poster shows some Jordan.
There's three people in that frame now, Freezy. It's three people.
Yeah.
Yep, there were three people in the frame.
Horace Grant.
That's still the best dunk in my opinion, man. I don't care what nobody say. I might be a little biased because I'm a Knicks fan. Yep. Oh well. Oh, that's the best dunk I didn't see.
And for those that hey Chop, you got an echo?
Sorry, that's not me.
Somebody got an echo. But what you know, you remember the NBA on NBC used to come on before the game, right? And
Marvin Short.
yeah. And Bob Costas did an interview with Phil Jackson, and Phil Jackson said, "Yeah, man, they let John Starks be too physical with our guys. I spoke to the the league officiating. Say, y'all remember them interviews they used to do?
Yeah, I remember he used to
Pat
do
Riley
that mess.
and you keep the beef going between New York and Chicago. And so they were like, we gonna keep our eyes on Starks because he injured Jordan's wrist in '92. Well, that was a lie. Jordan came into that game with a sprained wrist, right? And Starks swiped at it and missed. And Mike went to the referees and got Starks thrown out the game, or tried to get Starks thrown out the game for swiping at his wrist, right? And so they had been belittling Starks leading up to that, and then in that game right there, John Starks officially became a Knick, right? Because we were beating the Bulls at their own game defense, right? And to cap off a win, John Starks runs the pick and roll. Pat rolls to the basket. John Starks cuts baseline and dunks on 3 Chicago Bulls. And everybody that was at that game says that's the loudest that they've ever heard Madison Square Garden. It was like they've been to a million games, but the loudest that it has ever been was when John Starks dunked on the Bulls.
And then you got to think about that too, Freezy. That was a nationally televised game.
NBC.
And when was the last time anybody seen Jordan in a national game get dunked on?
Right.
Up until that point, I don't think it had ever been done.
Right. Now, as a Knicks fan, I hate to bring this up, though, Ron. I hate to bring this up as a Knicks fan, but the quietest the Garden's ever been was when Jordan did a spin move and both Oakland Starks were
You tell me the black cat move on the sideline?
Yeah, when he tiptoed baseline and dunked on Pat.
I think the most embarrassing one. I still got nightmares of this one.
Reggie Miller still got the title for quietest night at the goal.
That had to be one of the man. I was sick, but the dunk that Pippen put on Ewing, man. I was like, that is so disrespectful.
Yeah, you was mad. I remember he was
trying to push him like he was on a weight bench.
Yeah,
I was ready.
Yeah,
I was ready. I was hitting that man, but I was like, hot dog, man. He got hard.
Hey, yeah. Let me bring you in Chilltown for a few minutes. Let me just bring in Chilltown. Chilltown, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Man, I am well.
Hey,
I got somebody got some feedback, man. If y'all not talking, if you could just put your mic on mute just for a second. There it is. So Chilltown, how long you been a Knicks fan?
40 years.
Easy, 40 years easy, right?
40.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So when we speak, somebody got some. I'm trying to figure out who that is. They got feedback, bro. Somebody got some feedback somewhere, but So first of all, welcome. Glad you're here with us. As you can tell, sometimes we get a little bit rowdy. At times when we talk about these Knicks. We passionate.
Hey, it's all good. You know where I'm from.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No doubt. So I'm from Van Nostrand, between Ocean and Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, with the PS15. Went to St. Anthony's for a little bit until we ran out of money, and then went to Dickinson High School.
So I've been listening to you for a while, Freezy, you and the rest of the cast. I catch most of the replays. Right. But I've been wanting to ask you not to stray away. I went to PS15. Went to Henry Snyder. So
okay.
Are you one of the Phaetons?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm trying to picture me and you the same age. I know we're around the same age, and I know we got to know each other.
Yeah, especially if you went to Snyder, because I lived in that area.
Yes, sir.
Freezy got 5 different ages now. Just ask.
Yeah.
Freezy exists in a whole different timelines, you know.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead.
Oh, so what did it? I'll let you in on this with us. So I had a friend, and people may not remember him, but a friend named Raphael Addison. He wound up going to Syracuse.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
We used to play strike. You remember Strike Box? When we used to write the thing on the wall. We used to play Strike Box against the wall on the store against the store named Vincent's. That's on the corner of the White Street. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Yeah. So we used to. So hey man, off the air we can get into a lot of stuff. I just ain't want to put Miss Mocha don't want us to put our personal stuff out there on the thing. So, but
It's all good.
man. So yeah, definitely.
So just to touch on, man, I listen to you guys a lot of times, and as a Knicks fan, I listen to all it takes. A lot of them are crazy. But what I want to do, what I want to say about the poll you just put in there, I think it's Charles Smith, because with Charles Smith, it was the stakes were higher for what he did. With Julius, he had one season that was great. And a lot of, the Knicks fans are Julius apologists.
Right.
But I'm real with it, man. I watched his career from LA to the Pelicans, now being with the Knicks, and he's grown, every year. He's not a winner, but, I do want him off the team because, I always look at the character of a person. He's not a winner, and he's not going to benefit our team. So I would say Charles Smith, overall is the more disappointing factor because it was for more stakes. But right now, Julius is really disappointing. He could bounce back, but I just don't want him on the team.
Right. No doubt. And duly noted. And the thing is, I want to mention about Charles Smith is Charles Smith was brought in here for a specific role. Athletic wing players used to kill the Knicks. Right, we had good backcourt defense and Doc Rivers, Starks, Derek Harper. Remember Derek Harper used to straight on. Remember Derek Harper would take his palm and push you any way he wanted to on the court without fouling you. That's the reason why they got rid of the hand checking rule. Yeah. Remember the hand checking rule? It's because Derek Harper would hand check Jordan, and Jordan would shoot 7 for 32. Right, but the thing is. With that is Pat Ewing, Charles Oakley were great interior defenders, right? But that in between space, teams used to kill us, bro. And so they went out and got Charles Smith because Charles Smith could be the backup center for Pat Ewing and be the small forward in your starting lineup. So every time Pat Ewing takes a blow, instead of bringing in Herb Williams, you can switch Charles Smith to the center. And you can go Charles Smith, Anthony Mason, Tony Campbell, John Starks, and whatever point guard you want to. Y'all remember Tony Campbell? Nobody even remember Tony. They don't even say his name, right?
All I know
yeah, man. So Charles Smith gave you lineup flexibility. The only thing though is that era of small forward and wing players was so great. Every time you saw Charles Smith, Larry Bird was hitting a game winner over him, or Dominique Wilkins was going for 45, or Michael Jordan was going for 50. So people are like, Charles Smith is trash. No, look at the caliber of player that this man had to guard. You know what I'm saying? Look at the.
So you said Charles Smith was our Reggie Bullock then?
Basically, I mean, you're right. Basically, that's what he is. That's what he was. Because Charles Smith had to go. Think about all the great players, but that were between 6'6" and 6'10" during that era.
And I gotta agree with my man too, Freezer. My man just know what he said, man. The expectations back then, when you put on that blue and orange, man, it was real heavy.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what made a lot of people fold, man. Keep going, man.
Right. And so yes, the stakes were extremely high. Right. So everything that he did offensively and defensively was scrutinized because Pat Ewing wasn't doing it. Right. So you got to guard Larry Bird, right? Pat Ewing ain't doing it. So now Knicks fans are looking at another Knick aside from Pat Ewing. So if he ain't pitch perfect, if he do something wrong, we're gonna hate him, bro. It's as simple as that. It's the reason why. It's the reason why Starks having that terrible Game 7 and not Patrick Ewing having that Game 7. Starks is so scrutinized is because we feel like Pat Ewing would never have had a Game 7 like that.
But Starks was hurt in that Game 7.
Which is the truth. That you know what really ruined Pat, man. It really was Pat Riley, man. Y'all remember when Patrick Ewing came to the Knicks? What Patrick Ewing was when he left Georgetown? He didn't have no jump shot like that. And when we was killing Akeem in Houston, Pat was killing him in the post. And when Pat kept falling in love with that jump shot, that's what changed everything, man. And I always said, and his jump shot was automatic, and I love Patrick Ewing, man. But I think when he started with that mess, that's what really changed. And matter of fact, he's the only guy that Shaquille O'Neal was afraid of.
Right.
When he came in the league.
Yeah, when he came in the league, he was afraid of Patrick Ewing. He'll tell you that.
Right.
Not even David Robinson.
No, he hated David Robinson.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And so I'm going to pull up. I'm going to put the box score of that game. So the Knicks for all those shots that John Starks missed, the Knicks lost that game 90-84. Right? And it was a lot closer than that. That game was not. It wasn't a 20-point blowout. That game was nip and tuck the whole game. You know what I'm saying? And so I can understand why Pat Riley was going with Starks there, because John Starks and games 4, 5, and 6 had came through in the clutch in the fourth quarter, and was basically carrying the Knicks because Olajuwon in that series neutralized Pat Ewing. Right? Pat Ewing had a finals record for blocks, but Pat Ewing wasn't averaging 26 points a game like he normally did. I think Pat averaged 18 points per game in that series. And I'm not blaming Pat because he was playing against Olajuwon. I'm not blaming Pat, right? But what I will say though is if there was other people that could step up, Derek Harper had a great game in Game 7, right? Derek Harper did, right? But the thing about that though is Derek Harper wasn't a shot creator for himself at that point. Derek Harper was old. His best years it was as an all-star for the Dallas Mavericks. When it was if you can remember this team, Rolando Blackman, Derek Harper, Sam Perkins, what's my man name? Man, Dallas had a squad, but by that time everybody was basically washed up, man. But
it was older, yeah.
It's the same thing, Freezy, we say about with Pat, man. If Camby could have got here sooner, him and Spree,
right?
Just about 2 to 3 years sooner,
right?
We would have had that band up in that thing, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Freezy, is it fair to say that Charles Smith is equivalent to who's that shortstop for the Boston Red Sox?
Buckner, right?
The ball went through his legs.
Oh, yeah. Bill Buckner, the first baseman. Bill Buckner. Yeah. I could see that. Yeah.
That's all he's remembered for. And that Charles Smith, the same thing.
Yep. That one play that all people remember is that one play, but they don't remember Bill Buckner carrying their offense through the whole regular season.
Exactly.
Carrying the offense. They wouldn't even been there without Bill Buckner. Yeah. And to be honest with you, they knew his back was hurt. Right. And they still put him at first base in a late game anyway. They should have if the manager would have subbed in a defensive replacement right there, then man, Mookie Wilson might have still beat the pitcher to the bag. But the thing about it is it wouldn't have looked as but the optics would have been better.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because you still got a Calvin Schiraldi, a pitcher that the Mets had. He didn't cover first base, right? So Bill Buckner look up to see where the pitcher at, the ball go between his legs, right? So
I got all their baseball cards.
Yo, it's a lot of and so basically what I'm getting at, like anytime when we make somebody the GOAT, I've been like, yo, look at all the circumstances that go into this thing. Don't just look at this one play. Like people look at one play and define somebody's legacy by it.
Yep.
Right.
Like Yankees Bucky Dent. He's a below average shortstop with that one playoff hit
in Boston. Yeah.
That was, oh man. For those young ones, that's 1977, right?
Right, like Aaron Boone, like the grand slam Aaron Boone hit off Tim Wakefield.
Yep.
Yeah.
A light hitting third baseman hit a grand slam to win a playoff game.
Right.
Boy, Freezer, I just saw a name in the chat that I ain't heard nobody calling. Probably since that guy retired. Roy Topley.
Roy Topley out of Michigan. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Topley
Julius
was
Randle. Basically, who Roy Topley is. Roy Topley back then. Remember the big guy that could play the 3, 4, and 5? He came off the bench for the Mavericks because he could play all those positions. He could all grab the rebound off the glass and push it so that Rolando Blackman and Derek Harper can spot up for 3. Bro, when we first saw that was innovation.
Yeah.
You have never seen that before.
That's just like Anthony Mason, man. Anthony Mason, man, was
Rest in peace.
Anthony Mason was a beast, man.
Yeah.
That dude. I hated when we traded him. I hated when we got rid of him.
I kind of liked it because I like Larry Johnson. I like Larry Johnson.
No, Larry Johnson's after. But Mason. Mason's era.
No. He's talking about the trade, Chop.
Oh.
He's talking about the trade. The trade, we traded Anthony Mason for Larry Johnson straight up.
I know, because they're a little bit older now. And yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. I'm with Ron on.
Yo, Ron, Mason was the first Debo from Friday. Rest in peace to him, too.
Hey, Mason didn't take no stuff on that court, man.
Right.
You talk about the Knicks was tough. You had him and Bonham.
I loved Anthony Bonner, bro. Oh, I loved Anthony Bonner. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro.
He was just a workman, man.
Yeah.
He was just a workman.
Yeah. Hey, bro. You know when they had designs in your haircut? Mason was the first one that had the Knicks in that.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember Mason with that, man. Everybody was trying to, and Carolina was trying to follow that.
Yep.
Because Mason had that thing up in there.
Yep. And so I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. Historically, the Knicks have had some players that I absolutely love and adore. Even just talking. Hey, Tilton, you got YouTube open? You got YouTube open?
No.
YouTube open? Okay.
I'm just on my...
Okay.
What about the animal Ken Bannister?
I have
From
my mic
St.
closed.
Augustine College. Okay. That's somebody else then. Yeah, Ken Animal Bannister from St. Augustine College.
Yeah, I had to throw a little bit of Riley into it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Freezy, you look much happier than you were when you first saw it this morning after last night.
I'm still a smidge melancholy, yo.
But yeah, this is some good memories, man. I'm like,
well, you shouldn't feel like that, man. Them guys are still in learning. They still in school, man. You know, them guys gotta go through those type things. Everything ain't gonna happen overnight. The good is good, and we all rah, we can. When it go bad, we can't wait to throw them. Just act right, one game. You know what I'm saying? You can give that to them if they come out Thursday and they look the same way as, you know what I'm saying, last night. Then you can throw them under the bus. Give them guys a chance to correct themselves a little bit, man.
You gotta live and
That's
learn,
one
right?
thing about us, man. So we quick to take the flowers away. We slow to give somebody a flower while they're here.
Yeah, but the news that Tim was in the locker room at halftime is a little bit sobering. When you're like, what? Is it a coincidence?
What? Say that again.
Tim was in the locker room at halftime.
Yeah.
Ain't no coincidence. You saw he was looking on that sideline.
Yeah.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell y'all last night what I was happy about is I'm seeing the same thing from Grimes through 3 games. And if you show me enough of the same thing, I gotta believe that's who you are.
Yep.
I'm happy with his progression, man. I'm happy with where he's at.
Yep.
The Knicks hit on that thing for sure.
Right. Hey, so Paris Duggan, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggan says Starks was traded to the Warriors for Sprewell. I remember that too. Yeah, man.
That's right. He went to Golden State. Right.
How y'all felt about that? when Starks was traded for Speedwell?
I didn't like the fact Starks got traded. I didn't like it. But I was happy to have Sprewell. If you're gonna get rid of Starks, bring in Sprewell in here. I mean, it was like, ooh, I'm getting feedback off somebody.
Somebody, yeah.
Yeah. For me, if you like I said earlier.
Hey guys, if you're not talking,
question,
just mute your mic. Just mute your joint while you're not chopping it up.
Yeah,
hey, Ron, I'm
somebody
sorry.
asked me that question earlier. I can't remember who it was, but who would I take? But if you're gonna make a trade, a lot of times you don't get equal value.
Right.
To move Starks and get Sprewell, you couldn't complain about the return. But I wasn't happy initially when Starks got gone, man. Same thing with Patrick Ewing, man. I want them guys to retire, Nick.
Right.
No, nobody else uniform. I'm biased like that. So
right.
I'm gonna make a comment.
But they went younger. They went young, like a little bit younger and more athletic when they got Sprewell.
I'm gonna make a comment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a comment, and on Ron, I want to see if you could take your bias out of it.
Go ahead.
It's safe to assume that I would say Sprewell and John Starks got the same amount of heart. You could argue that John Starks has better heart. Is it me? Am I the one with the echo?
No, you're not echoing.
Okay. I'll hand myself out there. But I was saying, is it safe to assume that Sprewell was a more athletic version of Starks? He was a better scorer, a better defensive player?
I think it's safe to say that. I think it's safe. It's not like leaps and bounds, but
so it's
safe to say. I think Sprewell on ball defense probably was a little bit better than Starks, and he definitely played the passing lanes better than him. How many times we can remember seeing Sprewell on a breakaway where he done snatch one going the other way? You know what I mean? And he could go off on any night and look like the number one.
So it's safe to assume that he was more of an upgrade than
yeah. He was at that point. He was more of an upgrade. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Right. Being unbiased as I can be, but like I said, if you move in Starks, getting the Sprewell, that was a great move. That was a great move.
I'm sure PJ Carlissimo loved the move, but
you want to choke him out? You want to choke him out? Don't choke him out.
Hey, Anthony, you funny boy. The choke heard around the world.
Yeah.
But that brought that high intensity, that fast pace that that Sprewell and Houston worked well together too. I remember that.
Man, Sprewell seemed like a person that could have been drafted by the Knicks. Like it wasn't too many people that came to the Knicks that everybody just embraced. You know what I mean? But he was one that everybody embraced and was like, man, this dude is the epitome of a Knick.
Yeah.
You talk
New
about
York, yes.
He was that dude. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's a lot of them that came, man, that I wish they would have never showed up. I wish they would have missed their plane.
Last couple of
Othello Harrington, Chris Dudley.
Oh.
Nah, bro. Hey, hold on.
Othello was nice. I had like him.
Othello Harrington?
I had like him, man. I had like him. I ain't gonna front.
All right, so Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar, you breaking my heart right now. Paris Duggar says one more fact. Michael Ray Richardson was traded for Bernard King. At the time, I did not like that trade. Now, is Bernard King an all-time Knick? Yes. But he only played in 208 games for the Knicks.
Imagine that. Yep.
Right. 200. Frank Ntilikina has played in more games than Bernard King. Right. Right. But Eddie F says, just want to thank you for the life support in this content. Salute. The second spree jammed the tomahawk dunk off a break. I forgot Starks was traded.
True.
Right.
And but somebody put in the chat, Starks' time was up, and that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Time was up.
Starks was getting a little older, but I also want to bring up this. Man, the Sprewell draft was kind of, shall we say, the Knicks didn't know what they were doing. Right? Because the same two conversations that me and Ron had about two individual players, Latrell Sprewell and Starks, and Hubert Davis and Starks, the Knicks had the opportunity to draft Latrell Sprewell, and they chose Hubert Davis.
And see, right. and I like Hubert Davis on my Tar Heel, but I'm telling you right now, they botched that one.
Yeah,
they botched that one.
Yep. See, you would never have to trade Starks for Sprewell if you'd have just took him in Hubert Davis' spot.
Yeah, I heard Sprewell coming out the draft was like one of the best perimeter defenders off gate. Sprewell.
Yeah, Sprewell was that dude,
man.
Sprewell was
I
bona
would say
fide.
he wasn't the play he was when he was scoring when he was on the Warriors. I'm just saying, like, just off the gate, he was a great perimeter defender.
Now, I would say this. I don't remember Sprewell being a good defender, not even average. What I remember Sprewell for is him being on high flying teams. Like he played at Alabama with Robert Ory and Hollywood Robinson. Yeah, I might not remember who
Robert Horry.
Yeah, Robert Ory. They was at Alabama together. They went to the University of Alabama together, and they was running up and down the. It's Arkansas had a coach named Nolan Richardson. They used to press, and Alabama used to run up and down the floor. Alabama had great athletes back then, and Latrell Sprewell was, and Robert Ory and Hollywood Robinson played for that team, and then Sprewell came into the NBA and played for a team that didn't care about defense. He played for the Golden State Warriors. They had traded the pick. They had got rid of Mitch Richmond so they could be more athletic in that run TMC type style that they ran.
I remember Mitch.
Right?
Yep.
They
were
Golden State just ran
trying
up
to
and
come in
down the
that
floor.
second coming of the Showtime. They were trying to beat the Lakers.
Yep, up and down the floor. So Sprewell defense, I don't remember it being good on either. I'm not saying that he wasn't a good defender. What I'm saying is at Alabama, they ran up and down the floor. And at Golden State, they ran up and down the floor, and when PJ Carlissimo took over as coach to teach them defense, a lot of them guys got frustrated. And you already know the story about
yeah, he's like, oh
yeah.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all, Streezy, you said a name, man. Hey, that dude was a great coach, man. One of the greatest college coaches, man. People don't talk about, man. Nolan Richardson was no joke with Big Nasty, Carlos Williamson, and them boys.
Yep.
Yeah. That dude was the truth, man. But man, Sprewell
was. Hey, Ron, and I'll tell you this. I was in Louisiana. I was at Fort Polk, Louisiana. I was dating this girl, and she was like, "Yo, my cousin got a game tonight." And I was like, "Who's your cousin?" She's like, "My cousin is the Ruston Rifle." I was like, "The Ruston Rifle? What in the world is a Ruston?" Right? So anyway, I go to the game. She take me to the game. Her cousin come up. A dude, he looked like he about my height, maybe a little taller. A dude named Scotty Thurman. Right? He told his cousin, he was like, "Hey, cuz, I think I might go to Arkansas." Right? It's like, Arkansas? You talking about where Todd Day and Lee Mayberry was playing? He's like, "Yeah, I'm better than Todd Day," is what he's telling me. This dude's a senior. Right? We sitting right on the corner, right? And this cat says, "We're gonna run this play. We call it tricky. They're gonna kick it out to me, and I'm gonna hit 6 3-pointers from right over here by y'all. Just give me some popcorn." Right? No lie. He shoots the ball, Ron. He gets the pass in the corner, shoots it. He's like, "Yo, where the popcorn at?" They like, "Get back on D." And he like getting back on D, and then the ball goes straight through the rim. Nothing but net. I'm like, "Oh, snap.
No defense.
This joker is good." A dude named Scotty Thurman. He wound up being on that team that beat. I don't know if they beat North Carolina. Did they beat North Carolina in '94? Or did North Carolina beat them?
94. I want to
93. 93. I'm sorry.
93. I think we might have lost that year to him.
Yeah,
because for as great as North Carolina was talent wise, we didn't win as many titles as we should have won.
No, they sure didn't. Because Brian Reese could have won a game in the tournament for y'all that went to overtime, but he tried to windmill it, and the shot clock and the game clock expired, and he made the dunk. So you're like, why are you windmilling a game winner? This dude tried to windmill a game winner.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and they had a dude named Jerry Stackhouse. Jerry Stackhouse walked over to him and shook him by his jersey, and Rasheed Wallace had his fist balled up at this dude. This was back when North Carolina, when all the great athletes went to the University of North Carolina, because they legit had a run of what's my man name? Stackhouse, Rasheed Wallace, Ed Cota, Anton Jameson, Vince Carter. They had so many different. They were so good for a stretch. You were like, oh my goodness, this team will never lose.
Yeah, that they shouldn't have.
They shouldn't have. Right. They should. North Carolina was so good for so long that they should probably have lost the championship. They shouldn't have lost a game.
North Carolina was on talent-wise was the equivalent of UNLV.
Right.
It might have even been better talent-wise than UNLV.
Because they had the Italian dude named Dante Calabria, right?
You remember
the
him?
dude?
I ain't heard that name in so long.
Yeah, number 24 with the wristbands up on his forearms. And so they had, even before that, they had a dude named Jeff Lebo, who I remember hitting 5 3-pointers in the game. It was the most exciting thing I had ever saw, because back then people didn't shoot threes like that. If you hit 3 threes in the game, your name was in the paper. But he hit 5 against Derek Coleman in Syracuse.
Derek Coleman was nasty, boy.
Yeah, man.
You should compare Charles Smith to him.
Oh, DC.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Nets, right? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, guys, I gotta go. I gotta run. What I'm gonna do though later on today, though, I'm gonna try to jump on probably. So it's about 1:45. I'm gonna try to get back on like about 7 or 8 for a couple hours. And then get something to eat, and then jump back on and do the Knicks at Night podcast. So I'm gonna try to do triple duty today, just so that we can all kick it and have a Knicks hangout spot. Well, you know what I'm saying, since basketball and all that stuff is slow. So thank you everybody for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
It took me about 30 minutes for my blood pressure to go back down.
You had to calm you down.
You doing that?
Over Charles Smith.
You made me jump in a time machine, man. I felt like I was in a time machine, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But it's because we love it, bro. We love it, bro.
Yeah, man.
And just for everybody, for those of y'all watching, hey, Ron Cleveland is my brother, man. Sarge, everybody, we will argue till the cows come home, but it's all out of love. Ain't no disrespect. I know we ain't being disrespectful, nothing like that.
We all want the same thing, man.
All want the same.
We all want the same thing, man. It's gonna be a beautiful day. Enjoy the season, man.
Yeah,
Enjoy the
Can you at least tell us what your poll look like?
Man.
Let's hear it, Ron. Man.
Man. Hey,
what that poll look like?
I know one thing. If you ain't subscribed to the Blorange Tales Network, what you waiting on? Y'all pulling up and they ain't signing the paperwork. Hey, come on, man. The subscription ain't costing you nothing. It's free. Go ahead and get that thing, man. Ain't nobody else talking about the Knicks. You know what I mean? These majors, they want to talk about them same bums every day. The Lakers and team ain't even relevant.
Richard Jefferson refereeing. That's what they want y'all to talk about. Richard Jefferson.
The Nets ain't
best
relevant either. Let's go, man. Let's get this thing right, man.
Yeah, the one in final poll results, Freezy. The poll results, final poll results.
All right, I got it.
Yeah, the poll.
Sarge, we gotta keep content. So the poll's not over. The poll is still open.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't end the poll. What I was gonna do is save that for the Knicks at Night podcast.
Nice.
Yeah. We because what it is you want to have the poll up and not give people the opportunity to vote.
True.
Because right now we only have 100 people voting, but we got about 3,000 people that visit the channel every day. Right. So you want to make sure everybody get a chance. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Freezy.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all in a little bit. All right.
Get some sleep, Freezy.